Ugh. Absolutely crackling my fingers right now.
I hate that one of the photos I took with that, like, maybe the person's supposed to be older, but they look like they're 12.
What are you looking at?
I'm watching the video for, like, the trailer for this game or whatever.
Can you get a real human functioning colonoscopy? I don't know.
What is this game called again? I forgot.
Shatterline, brother!
Words or what?
6.
I spelled something wrong, apparently. You spell it out for me.
Can you spell it out for me? Can you
I'll get your
can you spell it out for me? Can you please
Apparently I don't know how to spell, okay?
please spell it out for me? I don't know how to spell in English.
You want this Steam.
Why are you fucking... We've only played with each other on Steam for 2.5 years now.
I kept putting in Roan and you would lie.
What did you think I was saying, you schizoid?
I was hearing shadow.
I'm gonna shadow you, Lamau. Trying to update a fucking Realm of the Mad God game, so why is this so loud? What does that matter, you fucking no. Dylan is the bot that does it. I just pay him $20 a year. I'm playing Realm while I wait for you. You've got 5 seconds now. Bing, 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 bing. Bro, he's literally playing Realm. Wait, fuck, chess. Not. Bro, if I was good at Realm of the Mad God, that's it. I like to believe you were. Oh shit, am I on my seasonal character? I'm not, I hope not. We're good. I'm just stealing Ludwig's... What the fuck is this thing? Oh. You're dumber. Dumb little idiot, Lamau. I have an Augmer? But you know what does matter? Downloading Shatterline so we can... You can download it faster than it's downloading. Have you ever heard of the download faster button? Yeah, have you ever just downloaded more internet? God, if only you were smart or something. Am I on East Coast? I am on the East Coast. What kind of fucking question is that? Of course I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, we're the Atlantic Ocean boys. Out here. Being the Atlantic Ocean gang. Bro, I've been posing my coworkers questions. I've been giving them the existential shit. I've been saying things like, how much money would fuck, I need to phrase this correctly. Okay, how much money would it take for you to be someone's fuck, oh, how do you phrase this? How much money would it take for you to be someone's sugar baby? Assuming you're single. Did you freeze? Are you there? Motherfucker just died. Oh, are you like? My coworker answered with one. I got him, so I bargained with him all the way down to 1.9 a week, 1.9 thousand a week, and he said. So the exact like qualifications were, okay, hold on. The one that I gave him was fucked. The one that I gave him was, if there was, like a sugar daddy, how much would he? The one I gave him was like, if there was a sugar daddy and you had to give head 2 times a week, how low are you willing to go? And we argued down all the way to 1.9. He said for 1.9 he would do it. 1.9 American a week. That's like 18,000 fucking Canadian shekels. Like, that's enough money to buy probably 1/3 of Canada's GDP. If it was a thing you can purchase, you know what I'm saying? No profit, lmfao. This guy's losing. I don't have my realm of the mad god instincts. I don't even know how to explain that to somebody that's a real human. Like, how do you explain that sentence to somebody who thinks with their brain, not their ass? 1,500 a week. But you'd have to give head twice to a dude. Interesting proposition. Well, would... that's a lot of money. That's $3,000 a month. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, that's $6,000 a month. That's like, yeah. That's enough to do it for like 6 years and then live off index funds. Is Shatterline done downloading yet? I need you to witness how poor the game is. Has to take a knight. Has to do a backflip. Has to do a front flip. You said that in such a fucking weird way. What? You're gaming on a laptop, buddy? Your work just gives you a laptop? How? Use a fucking Tesla supercharger on it? It's not that bad. That's not how you fry a battery. So it's not because of something you did, right? Like, no, that's not how you fry a battery though. Like, if it was that easy to fry a battery. You're just trying to find ways to... Oh, shit. You're just trying to find ways to get used. Oh. Not doing that. What is this character? 1.18, kind of cracked. By the bower. I get bored at work and I like put my head down to watch a YouTube video because like there's no work to do. And when I put my head down, I'll like micro nap for like 10 to 15 minutes and just zone out. And it's gotten to a point where it's like negative, like bad. Like I won't notice that I'm doing it and I'll just like for like 10 minutes. I don't know if my boss notices or anything, but he just had his first kid. He probably doesn't have the brain space to notice. Not to talk shit on my boss. He's a great man. But let's be real here, alright? Like, let's be realistic. Man, I wish the days where I was good at CS. CS2 is gonna come out and I'm gonna play it for like 10 minutes and then immediately regret playing it. Unless they rework the B-hop system and the surf system, and then it'll be like fun to B-hop and surf. Bro, I watched a video on like how they do the B-hop and surf records and all that, and like I don't know if you've witnessed that for yourself, but if you haven't, witness a surf world record once, and just see how inhuman it is. I'm thinking my quickest path to fame right now is to cheat on some big speedrun world record thing. Like, get semi-good and then cheat, and then immediately be bumped up to dream level status. One second. Or you could do what Hollow Knight does and beat the actually insane, like genuinely fucking insane world records, for no recognition because it's got a fucking 300-person speedrunning community. Or it goes viral and it's just like, so this man. Yeah, but it's small ant. I was gonna say it's small ant.
It's small ant, but it made it really well. I also, the first time I watched it, just know small ant.
Maybe you're just schizoid because it definitely sounded like him. Maybe it's because I saw his little profile picture.
To me, it didn't sound like him. I was surprised when I was small ant. And I don't think I knew who he was too much. And I went to watch more of his videos. Damn, this is pretty good. Yeah, I knew.
Like, who is small ant? Just, oh, small ant is small ant. Is your Shadowline done downloading yet? What's the game plan here? I am. Why, are you planning on saying something unholy? Not on my Christian stream. I should have a link to like the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah in the description. No, but just underneath it, just seek God. I think, yeah. You know what I found out? There's a branch that Red Pill is like, they'll say they're for God and everything, and they're not really for God because they're like treat women bad or whatever, right? Do you know there's God Pill? Have you heard of this shit? God Pill? No, God Pill is basically the Red Pill, but hyper God, like super God focused, which I found incredible because there's a god-pilled person. Fuck, I don't remember what their name was. I watched a debate with them, who was arguing against like what's the cuck's name? Sneeko. Who was arguing against Sneeko? Jesus Christ! That was so loud. I forgot to put the volume down. Holy shit, that was loud. Anyways, there was a god-pilled dude arguing against fucking Sneeko, right? And his entire argument was like, you don't actually believe in God or anything. Like you're just a fucking heathen, and it's like you don't treat women correctly, and you have sex with a lot of people, and like, and the entire time Sneeko was arguing that like he does, and he's just like, no, you don't. And it's like the moment he met a real believer, and Sneeko just folded. He had no response. I've been watching him a bit. I have been not keeping up too much, but I've been wanting to get back. Is it the dude that's literally named Red Pill God? Because there's a dude called that. Okay, I was gonna say, because there is a retard genuinely called Red Pill God. Interesting. At least he's somewhat competent. Well, the ability to write a book makes you not retarded, I guess. He needs to make a response book. A book that's literally just like, yeah, everything is fake. It's like, the retardability? That's not the word that I'm looking for. Retardability, Lamau. It's from like the 60s. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I love all the study. Like, somebody pulls up a study and it's like, hey, pull up a study. And they're just like, yeah, so from 1924, they did a lobotomy on this one dude. And it's like, bro, you couldn't find any other, like, recent study that's not from, like, a racist scientist? You know, on the note of studies from like fucking 300 years ago, I found a study that said that gender dysphoria was almost completely cured, right? And like marks there. It was almost completely cured by antipsychotic medication, like schizophrenia medication. And like, what a fucking study. It was from like 96, and it was like claiming that anybody that's, I guess not anybody, but it was a case study on this one individual. It said that it like cured him of gender dysphoria. And like, bro, what a thing to study. Like, take somebody who's gender dysphoric and then just put them under anti-schizoid med. Like, yeah, they become more normal because it's anti-schizoid med, right? Like if you big number, but yeah. Is that true? What is the actual data on this? I don't think, like, citing Chris Chan and then being like everyone. Was Christian Down syndrome? No, Christian was definitely autism. He was not Down syndrome. Fuck. I don't know what Christian is. I'm not gonna lie. I watched probably 20 hours of content explaining their life, and it's just like, it makes no sense. What's your Christian knowledge? Anyways, are you done downloading Shatterline yet? Can we play this actual dog shit game? This caca game? Oh shit.
The amount of autistic people that are cisgender. You got 7% for male cisgender, 4% for female, and 25% for
Actually, an interesting statistic. The funniest part about that statistic is that men are 2 times as likely to become autistic. Is that linked to the Y gene? Or does it just not show in women? Like, does it just not display? Because everybody thinks women. No. What is the DSM-5 trait? Bro, I didn't even know that. That's honestly probably. You know who was diagnosed that I didn't think would be diagnosed? Like Chase. Like, the hearing about it the first time was like, actually? Yeah, but like in total. Yeah. No, you're not his friend. You don't care. I think even like if you told me, well, actually not now, but like if you told me, I don't know, figuring it out in grade 8 or 8. Fuck, I didn't know Chase in grade 8. Figuring it out in grade 10 was very odd. Me, bro. But like, but that's also like a trait of like gifted students. Like, this is not just autistic, right? He's both, to be fair, but like. You would come out and just be like, so he comes out, he's just like, formulate, and then he leaves. You're like, what the fuck? He would just come out. He would come out and he would like, exhibition, and then he would just leave. Be like, what? I exhibitioned, no. He'd really come out and just hit you up with like the fucking. I was gonna. No, that's not even an English word. He just. Somebody would point out the fact that it's raining, and he's like, "Yeah, these cumulonimbus clouds are just fucking ridiculous today," and then just leave, and you'd be like, "What?" you guys would be like, yeah, we're gonna go to the lake the next day, and he would just come out with like the name of a parasite, be like, watch out for this. Bro, in elementary school, I was such a nerd. I also had like no friends. Actually, that's not true. I had some friends. I had a science themed birthday party once where this like birthday group of people came out to my house and like did this science show, and they only had like a brick of dry ice, so we couldn't do like anything with it. And I was so angry, like that almost ruined all of it because they didn't have enough dry ice to like let me fuck around. And I was like not even like 10 years old, bro. Like, how would you go to a fucking 10-year-old's birthday party and not bring a fucking 6-pound bag of dry ice? Like, you know I'm out here just wanting to see fucking like I just want to see shit. Oh my god, I forgot the word for it. Sublimate. Exhaust? It was like, I'd love to see this shit exhume. Exhume? Bro, I'll say a word sometimes. Exhume is like radiate. I'll say a word sometimes, and then like I'll like replay what I said in my head and be like, wait, that makes no fucking sense. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'll try to pretend to say, I don't even know, like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm tired, and I'll say like, today's a really existerating day, and then my brain will just go like, what? Like, first, that's not a fucking word, right? No, it's not a word! If you say anything confidently enough, somebody will believe you. I've proven that by telling people the most bullshit things in my job. I'll have to repair their phone, and I'll hit them up with like the fucking... Yeah, you know... I was supposed to like I'll be at my job and I'll have to explain something to like a customer, and I'll just hit them up with like the, you know, Samsung just banned the repairs for that today, so we can't do that. And they'll just be like, can we give you a call back like another day or something to like maybe schedule this? And I'll be like, yeah, I mean, you can call us back tomorrow. And then they'll call us back the next day, and I'll be like, what? Who said this shit? And it's me. I said that shit. Like, I'm like, what fucking mongoloid told them that a repair can't be done today? Like, that's not how this fucking works. Like, and then it'll like replay, and I'll be like, oh, it was me. It was me. I'm the fucking mongoloid that told them that. Anyways, I think it's hilarious. Is your game done downloading yet? Oh. Quit. Launching Shatterline. This fucking ring light, I'm so happy I moved my camera to the right half of my other screen and not my main screen, because instead of the light being super fucking bright and in my eyes and blinding me, it's now off to the right side of my eyes, and now only my right eye is getting blended, whatever. I need a faster car. My car doesn't go fast enough. Like, shut up, bro. 0 to 60 in 14 seconds flat. Alright, how do I invite you? Oh, Royal. Yes! It's got an AI constantly reprogramming the game as you're playing. I can craft a random modification. Everyone does that, buddy.
I know. I'm saying, I'm like, I'm okay with it because everyone else does it.
I got a legendary skin. I don't know if this is rare or not because I haven't played the game enough. I did. I did. I fucking did.
You did too.
I can't invite you again. Can I invite you from Steam? I guess we're joining you. Do expedition. That's all I've been doing. I'm not gonna lie. I got a legendary skin for a gun, and now just like every other game where gun drops are random, I'm never gonna get this fucking gun.
Run, hot.
Somebody said Ron. There's a fucker named Ron in here. Oh, Recon. Never mind.
Discord chat. It was so
Ron!
random.
I like never get referred to as Ron unless it's by like a coworker or like a friend. But like in all other scenarios, like with family and shit, and my girlfriend, if somebody says Ron, there's like an issue. Is your name fucking Mercenario? Oh no, you're lagging. Never mind. Oh, guess who doesn't have a supercomputer? Yeah, that's right. You, Lamau.
It took me like 3 weeks to get used to it from Jordan, and it took me like a month to get used to
People will say, I have my headset on all the time, right? Listening to music. And people will say Ron, and I will just not pay attention. And I'll get like 4 or 5 more Rons, and then it'll finally click in my head, and I'll like look up and be like, are you talking to me? And they're like, yes. For the past fucking 5 minutes that I've been trying to get your attention, I've been talking to you. And I have no response. Hit up with like the, damn, what did you need? I'm wearing the Apple ones, the like, the super noise canceling one. Alright, if you press Z, you have a scanner, and then I just ping shit on the scanner to play this game. I actually have no idea what else I'm supposed to do. I have a climbing hook, but I genuinely don't think the climbing hook fucking matters because I have not been able to use it a single time. Why is this guy shooting it? No, you're supposed to kick it. Just click E on it. This guy just lost assault. Fuck, bro. I'm about to be supplying my bin, Lamau. Come on, J-Man. My dad sent me a fucking TikTok meme, and I'm like scared to open it because I know it's probably going to be racist. Fuck, where are you? Shoot the mines or you'll die. So we need to collect salt. That's one of the key elements of this fucking game mode. Also, supply drops. Oh, where the fuck? Supply drops work, but no, don't leave them. They catch up. Bro, how many? Anyway, supply drops work. Oh my god, enemies on the drop. Supply drops work. I'm gonna fucking. I swear to God, I'll explain this. Supply drops. If you don't hit headshots, you don't deal damage. Supply drop. Fuck, whatever. Never mind. I don't care anymore. I did care, but not anymore. Hit the yellow spots. They're weak spots. If you don't hit the critical spot in an enemy, you straight up don't fucking deal damage. I just want you to know that. Generally, the only colored spot in their body is their critical point. Put the graphic quality down, brother.
It was so fine, and it just froze.
Is that you beside me? Anyways, you choose one of whatever upgrades. That's how it works. I was trying to explain that the entire time without going on a fucking aneurysm. Okay, we're going to sector boss over here. One other one. It's 3. Fuck, these guys can shoot from inside the circle and we can't hit them until the circle pops down. Yeah, you could turn on PvP, but I don't like playing PvP games because I'm bad. Also, you have a melee weapon that I think is good. Yeah, I knew it was going to, I just didn't want to warn you. Oh fuck, hazard area. You have to shoot the circles. Anyways, there's sector bosses, and you need to kill the sector bosses, or else you don't do well, lmfao. And fall damage applies from any fall above half a foot. We're not going to extract though. Why are we extracting? Come here. Oh, I didn't even tell you. All those rovers have either vote extraction or like summon supply drop, but we don't have enough salt to summon supply drop.
Hey team, we're tracking a missing supply bin nearby. You might want to sniff around.
You hear that? You might want to sniff. Also, they have fully detailed vehicles and shit, but you can't drive them. Oh, there's a lot of enemies. That's where that noise came from. Oh fuck, there's a lot of enemies. Jesus! I also don't know what the difference in like health color bars mean. Like, yeah, you know, that's probably the right thing to think, but I don't care about your opinion now. Anyways, kill the last one before I die. Yeah, beat his ass. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but maybe me. Oh my god, this is finally where my climbing thing made it. Oh, there's... Oh, I know what to do. Stay there. I'll knock a square down to you so you can get a supply bin. I might have knocked it the wrong way, but you can... No, other way! You know what? I'll get the supply loot. No, you have to come up here. What are you doing? That's supply bin so you can jump up here. You might be able to get up through here then. Come here. You know, no, just if we all kick it at the same time, it should bug out. This is not gonna work. Oh my god, it's working. Oh, only one of us can kick it at a time. Alright, whatever. You guys don't get the upgrade. Sector boss. I told you. Shoot the dogs. That's why you shoot the dogs. Also, there is push to talk in this game. I just haven't used it. I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody playing this game is Chinese. It seems like just a mobile app, period. You don't even have to say brought to. It just is a mobile app. What is happening? Don't step in that, apparently. My bad. You wanna do a sector boss? Let's do a sector boss. Just stand inside and then it starts. Destroy the grinder. I don't know where it is. Oh, your bottom? Your bottom thing gives you a shield and makes you blow up and deal a lot of damage to things around you. Like spikes shoot out around you. That's your character. Mine's is a gun. Yeah, mine is a gun. Yours is not. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die! All the snipers just fucking hyper focus me. You have to pick him up from enemies. Oh shit, I'm being chased. I'm being fucking chased! Also, you have a V, you have a melee weapon that's really good. Oh, our teammate's fucking dead? Yeah, you can. He also respawns in 60 seconds if you don't. So it's not really a problem, honestly. The fact that your teammates respawn means you can just do the Destiny thing and just run around until everybody respawns. Shit!
You can't let any bombers make it to the grinder. Those blasts wreak havoc on our sensor equipment.
Wow, my accuracy's dog shit.
Bomber dog on the scanner.
Did you get the sniper? Oh no, Mercenary got the sniper. I want the sniper. It's the thing I got the skin for. I got it, we're good. Yeah. End of this one. There's like 4 other sectors. We can exfil after anything, but better to exfil now. Or actually, no, sorry, better to not exfil now.
Contamination figures went up.
I want it. I can't get the sniper. It's different for each of us.
Chill, guy. We've got a missing supply bin on radar. Check the surroundings if you feel like it. So, I've been reading Orbit's file. Do you think we'll be able to harvest any of that black crystalline? Test it? Wonder what we could make it do.
Don't follow
This way.
my operative's files for new products, Matt.
Well, Seer's got crazy cultists.
No, I'm looking at sector 2.
Crystals just like that, Karen.
Also, I'm also looking at this.
Oh yeah? Well, we're leaving weapons on the table.
Oh fuck, get me out of the water. I made a mistake being in the water. Alright, hold on. Now you know what to do, right? So if I jump up here. There's no way to jump up here, or there is. Okay. If I throw this block down.
Whoever brought it here couldn't even crack it open. Idiots.
Bro, I cannot get my fucking Ow. Bitch.
Go to that spot.
We just need 2 people, don't worry. Salt mine, salt mine, salt mine, salt mine. No. Spawns enemies for the salt mine. Behind you.
changing the game.
That was my super. Or maybe you guys should have been focusing behind us. Huh?
Excellent work. I'm proud of you, team.
Me too, team. I'm proud of team. Good job, team. Anyways.
Missing supply bin signature detected. Look around if you're in the mood.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah. How much salt do you have? It's because somebody else is accessing it and apparently only one person.
Goodies your way. Look out.
There it is. No, that's a supply drop. Not a cracking. Fuck no. I don't know. I've ignored it the entire time and I've been fine. What's over here? Oh, I guess you can't use it going upwards. Never read that. You get it from playing. I played 2 games. Shoot the sky rocks. When they touch the ground, they spawn enemies. Fuck. And the more of them that fuse together, the stronger the enemy. God damn it. Oh, fuck me. No. Our teammate's about to die. Nice. I'm not getting my weapon that I want. Up we go. Up. What?
Did you see her, Matt? When
That's
you
not what I'm supposed to do.
were captured by the strafers?
Be as skeptical as you want. I didn't go there on my own accord. And no, I never spoke to Hannah or got a single message from her.
I find it very strange to
No, it's important. See?
within their
Well,
And I find it very much like her.
what does a kitty cat do?
Making me build that bullshit Death Star
Oh,
without even saying
I held E on it and I got an achievement. Let's go.
very much like Hannah.
Reloading arms. Short skins out of
I got them. I've only been using the pistol, I'm not gonna lie. He needs help, JY. He doesn't have that kind of IQ. Relax. He did it! Bro, this guy's cracked. Alright, anyways. Yes, this way. Did you just fall? Did you survive? Huh. Getting copyrighted now.
Chill guy, we've got a missing supply bin on radar. Check the surroundings if you feel like it.
Ping it. No, we're doing this sector. That's Sector Alpha. That's where I'm at. Wait, I'm not beside you. I went to Sector Alpha. Where are you? Oh, a lot of enemies appeared.
Reaper off the board.
Sector Alpha.
Smoke on the field.
Joey. Where am I? Okay, so why are you confused?
Headshot.
Got rid of the enemies. Let's go. Just come here. He'll be forced to teleport to us when we go through this. He won't understand it.
Contamination percentage is climbing.
Oh my god. I know what the contamination does. Every time it goes to max, you get another debuff. So currently, ranged enemies have incendiary ammo, and nasty lightning orb follows the team. I don't see said lightning orb, but I'm sure it's very dangerous.
Shot.
I'm actually the god of eliminating the backline. Dylan's in? Oh yeah, stream mode makes it so I don't have audio. I just killed every enemy in this group. JY, be careful of the ball lightning. Shoot it away. Yes, they actually do, but it's incredibly complex. And you're better off letting a bot do it for you.
I'm reloading.
Actually, sorry, not a bot. You're better off letting a calculator do it for you. Why are we doing this? Ah, the fish. The fish. This is what I get for crossing the river. Yeah. There's actually a few of those. No, I was gonna say there's a lot of them. It's the fun part about it. JY, activate that EMP over there, JY. I pinged it. There's a laser going from the sky to the ground. JY, it's beside you! You ran away from it!
Supplies inbound, shell guard. Enjoy.
Why would you do that now? We're about to get one. Oh god, the turret's about to fucking... Okay. We almost lost the shit-ass activity.
That looks like a chosen cache.
Yeah!
Nice work, shell guard.
Oh cool, a lot of enemies spawned. Ah.
Reloading.
Oh my god. He did.
They're literally sitting on top, like, they're in a door, where if you open up the door, it's straight to the first thing you'll see. And so, yeah, well, like, my supervisor was there with me, and then to tell our manager, my supervisor was like,
JY, you're about to find the second enemy type. Sorry to cut you off, but it's human. You kill humans.
Headshot.
Are you a stoner, or is this just good? How dare you be happy, fucking psycho. Bro, I don't even know what this thing does, but it said legendary. While aiming, double the damage, but lose the ability to move. What? What do you mean while aiming, double damage? Oh, oh, oh. Now this is fun. Oh, okay, cool, we didn't die. Keep shooting the door. Now break it. There's clearly something in there. Oh, he knows. This guy's genius. Free loot. Literally cat. Actually PogChamp. No. That's it? No, we need to go Sector Alpha. We'll die here. Injectables is the real term.
Glass head down.
Maybe he has really stinky ears. Who knows? Like his ears. What are you cleaning? No, I don't think you clean bong with a Q-tip. You clean a bong with a brush. Wire brush. Well, you use the clean liquid and a brush, right? Like, like a wire brush. There's also a special cleaning tool you use.
Flash incoming. Grenade spotted.
Oh, you're talking about the old dildo. Maybe it was for, what is the name of that one drug where you huff the vapors of shit in the bag? There's a serious drug that like apparently gives you like, that's like psychoactive, and you just put shit in like a paper bag and let it like fucking ferment for a few days. It's real, I swear, I'm not schizoid.
Enemy frag.
Yeah, but this is like common. Like it's common enough to be like labeled drug. Like, yeah, obviously, but like when I say like you know drug, I mean like an illicit drug that is generally used by the common populace, right? Not like fucking hyperdosing on, I don't know, glucanol or something. Like, I got the area, dude. The elite boss. Okay, but this is common. Like, fuck off. You know what I'm trying to say, you piece of weed. This is the problem with arguing with stoners now. Can't talk to these motherfuckers. Problem with talking. These motherfuckers are psychos. What are you guys doing? Have you guys not chosen your loot yet? Playing a game called Shatterline. You should join us.
Going here.
It's very shatter, very line. Yeah. It's a game on Steam. It's free. It's like a kind of world, like a, I don't even know if this is considered open world. Like PvE. It also feels very roguelike. Like this is a roguelike. It's out?
Walk in line.
Contamination increase detected. Be advised.
Shane.
I'm gonna die. I made it exactly where I wanted to. That's not true. It's one word. Shatter line. JY fucking struggled. I didn't call you stupid. I said you were struggling. Yeah, that's because you're stupid, but I wasn't calling you stupid. That would be rude. I just said you struggled.
Missing supply bin signature detected.
I was nice about it.
Clear in the move.
Oh my god, Dylan's watching my YouTube videos. Hell yeah. Yeah, it is. It's also not a YouTube video. I'm multi-streaming. I don't know why I didn't do this the last time I tried to stream. Kind of actually retarded. It's just... Yeah, if I was actually making money off Twitch, I might be bothered to, you know, care. Fortune... Yeah, and they don't give me any money for it until I make $100, and they nerfed it now. Now you don't get any money for it until you consistently. Twitch changed the ways that they pay their fucking streamers now. Now it's not when you make $100 you cash out. It's now like, Joey, you're gonna die to the fucking lightning orb. Now instead of cashing out when you get to $100, it's like you have to be consistently making money or something. Like it's insane. You don't get the money immediately. Yeah, you don't get the money. Yeah, you get none of it. Twitch keeps all $5.
Reloading.
Yeah.
You found the missing bit. Grab the
It's changed. I know it's no longer $100. I don't know exactly what it is. I guess I'll finally pick up my fucking grenade. I hate my grenade. It's so dog shit.
Wounded an enemy.
I can kill this dude. That's gotta be a world record. What the fuck killed me? Oh, I don't know what killed me. No, you just death pose. I wish I had a gun like yours, but no, I've gotten no good gun upgrades. all my gun upgrades have been shotguns, and with Sentry, it's dog shit because I can't use it unless I'm in front of them. This is the bug. This is the bug. You're trying to find various ways to jump. Careful the meteors that are gonna hit you. Shoot it away or you get paralyzed. No fucking way. There's literally no reason to be recon. Did you buy them?
Incoming.
Are they out yet? Oh, this enemy's a lot tougher than I thought it was. Christ. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, they have to copy. You can't. There's no original thoughts anymore.
Yard scan on radar.
What the fuck is hitting me? Jesus Christ. Oh, that's not what you want to see when you peek the corner. Christ, when I am scoping, I... Oh, shit, I'm at 6 health. Can we summon supply drop? Oh, we can. Let's go.
I hope you like what's inside.
This one, this way. No, we all share the same salt. Yeah. I pinged it, though. Where? From what?
Enemy casualty.
Whatever. Bro.
I'm reloading.
There's a lady in my head that calls me stud muffin. I don't have audio. Don't ask me to listen. This thing? This? Yeah, it'll still beep. Okay, let's go to our supply drop. This way. Oh, what's that? I wonder if I can shoot this into you. It just dies if you shoot it enough. What do you ping? Exo kick or explosive required. Joey, do you have this ability? You have a grenade? Then come use it. Use it on this thing. It says destructible, but I'm not a part of that destructibility. I think you have exo kick. I think that's like my recon thing. Over here, where you go? Use your grenade. Yeah, my grenade doesn't deal damage. My grenade spawns a wall. Oh my god, it's in. He opened it. There's another fucking cat, but I can't. Oh, I can use it. We good. Don't worry. Oh, there was in the blast zone? Or mercenary, whatever. I'm going to the supply drop. Oh my god, I just killed 6 of them in one shot. I just found out the benefit of having explosive shot sentry. I just walk into a group of them and then boom, and they all die. You ready to fight enemies? Because there's no supply drop that's easy to get? Wow, who would have known? If only there was an original thought. Oh, fuck. Oh, wow, something killed me. That did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Nice grenade. Yeah, good grenade. I don't know what it does, but it looks like it's a flare gun. Oh, it does deal damage. Somebody res me.
Creeper terminated.
Please give me the sniper, bro. Why? Yeah. Sector boss is literally right there. Let's go kill it and then exfil. Joey goes into an obvious trap. Whoop. Yeah, I'm aware I was right. Watch you get hit by your own. This fucking lightning ball! You went in the trap and didn't get anything for it. Alright, sector boss, sector boss, sector boss, sector boss, sector boss, sector boss, sector boss. Sector boss. I love sector boss.
Okay, team.
Fill the container with samples. They want us to come.
PSL-4 container. I need you to fill it with
Are you controlling it or is it just moving?
the task is simple enough.
This game is optimized very poorly.
Sample and put it in the container. Repeat until the crate is full.
Wow, I have 3 health. Nice.
Mine deployed.
Viable sample detected.
Pick up this cumpool. Go, go, Mercario. Can you imagine if you could scope in with the knife? That'd be so cool. I have an upgrade too, but it's kind of dog shit. Oh, it's because it's a 2-part. Oh, that makes so much more sense. You're saying 2-pack is bad because you only knew 1 pack. You have to figure out the 2nd pack.
Team, these samples are unstable. Collect them before they morph into Spitfires.
This Mercenario guy is cracked for doing this to us. Or for us. To us, Lamau. Wow, something fucked me. Yeah, me too. If I'm standing still and using my shit-ass fucking pistol.
Viable sample detected.
I have to stand still. I can't scope in without standing still. These guns don't have accuracy unless you're standing still.
Headshot.
Oh, Eli's calling me. 1 second. Yeah.
Sample on the field.
Reloading. Follow me, you all understand. Mine at the ready.
Sample on radar.
Changing the game. You just don't have it like I do.
Sample on the field.
Charge been spotted. Enemy down.
I'm last man standing. I have to kill him. I can't just run around. What am I, baby Lamau? Gotta kill him. Right. Oh, fuck the orb! The orb came back! Alright, I have my ult. We're chilling.
Sample detected.
Ah! Is this the last one? Oh, it was. We're chilling.
Shuttle. Stand by.
Yeah, well, shuttle can suck on my nuts. I'm resin. We huge for this. JY, you're res. Let's go. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die because the fucking orb. So why don't you just take it? I'm gonna die. Overtime fire damage. No, you just hire somebody new for your position.
This will keep the R&D busy for a while. Thank you.
No, you hire people. We're exfilling now, right? I'm so pissed. I finally get a good gun, but this is the exfil.
You need to be vaccinated. The contamination levels are too high.
out in arms.
There's the extraction point. Clear the area so we can pick you up safely.
Close them. Grenade spotted.
I'm dead. This game fucking stinks. JY. Don't die, please. You know what my ability is? Dying.
Reloading.
Hey, team, we're tracking a missing supply bin nearby. You might want to snip around.
Got a refill. Changing the game.
Happy extraction squad. Glad to see you made it out in one piece. And great job down there, by the way.
Oh, my back. We did it! Woohoo! JY, leave this. Don't make us auto queue another one. She be getting me right every time. That's what you hit them up with the, yeah, you're welcome.
When variables change.
Is Dylan? Oh, I'm inviting both of you. JY invited. Dylan, did you open the game? Are you sure? You say invite me again. That's not something you can do in this game. You can't. You can click invite to squad once, and then you cannot click it again. Like, I'm not lying to you. Like, look. I click add, I click on JY, I cannot click on invite to squad anymore. Dylan's not even in mine. Invite me. You invited me? Game's broken. Yeah. Oh, I see it. I can accept Dylan's invite. I'm not. I know, but I can't. The issue is I cannot invite Dylan. Like, Dylan. I made JY squad leader. This is so buggy. That's what mine is happening with just JY. I think the problem is we don't have the premium pass. How much is the premium pass? $30. Fuck no. Hey, Dylan invited me. We're all in the lobby. Start. Wait, we're in a lobby together. Why are we doing this? All three of us are in a lobby together. Okay, I thought you were leaving. I'm like, please don't. Good God. Oh, on a different note completely. A customer walked into the store today and he was like, "Where's Ron?" I was like, "I'm Ron." He was like, "Are you the guy that dives?" I was like, "Yep, I dive." And I did not remember him, but apparently I talked to him at one point and told him I was diving. And he was like, "I got this dive watch," and for as many I was like, I don't want to buy some motherfucker's dive watch, right? Like, I have like a $3,000 like computer watch, right? Like whole system. Anyways, he gives me the watch. He's like, "You could just have it." I was like, "What?" Anyways, it's like a $500 watch. Like Citizen dive watch. Citizen. Citizen is an actual. How have you never heard of fucking Citizen? Do you know watches?
Ground team, drop off any samples you recover at the forward stations. Request supplies when you need them, and extract when you feel you've had enough. Dr. Sullivan might have a few special assignments for you. I imagine those are risky, so think twice before committing to anything. Over.
Ain't this my favorite expedition crew? Keep an eye out for secret stashes, team. And well, secrets in general. Some of them are well worth the extra effort.
Consider my nuts a days, then I'm getting rid of the mount.
Reloading arms. I'll take that spot. We can use more supplies.
Dylan, I just want you to know, if you don't hit crit spots, you don't deal damage. Bro, cut the 4 middlemans and just pay me. Stop laundering money.
First hand.
Dispatching the bin. Head over to the landing spot.
Come on. This way.
I'm empty. Reloading.
There's a fucking sniper dude in the top middle, and he's just shooting me. Right in the middle of the top, and he's invulnerable, and he's just shooting. I'm going to fucking die because of this cunt. Yeah, I know we have to kill Viridians first, but what am I supposed to do in the meantime while I wait for him to, like, do I just wait for him to fucking kill me? Dylan, you choose from an upgrade. Gives you a list, you choose. A big ass sniper. I got one of the tier 2 guns.
Tell me, Matt. This company of yours, what are you trying to accomplish?
Why, make
Gay
the world a
porn.
better place, of course.
No, seriously.
I mean it. Have you seen how
We need to end up over there.
produces energy? The efficiency is unparalleled.
And it doesn't bother you that it can eradicate the entire human race?
Well, so can nuclear power. Depends on how you
What do you
use
mean
it.
nuclear power? Nuclear power can't eradicate the human race. What? What the fuck are these guys going on about? Nuclear power will eradicate the human race. Like,
Hey team, we're tracking a missing supply bin nearby. You might want to snip around.
oh, apparently not. Don't. Dylan, how the fuck did you walk up this?
I'm empty. Reloading.
It's good that my guy has a British accent. Otherwise, how would I trust him?
I could do this all day.
No, we're not traversing to the next sector. We haven't even beaten this sector yet. Why is this even here? Oh, this is a dungeon, isn't it?
Whoever brought it here.
No, it's another sector. We're not going to another sector yet.
One down.
This This is a burst power sniper rifle? That's disgusting. There goes our entire health bars. Have you not been around me? I'm insulted. I just swapped my sniper for another sniper. Let's go. Okay, what?
Matthew Sullivan, did you seriously conscript Shellguard for a resource collecting mission? We're not big game hunters.
There's no way to get up this. I'm not even trying.
Garrett, you know as well as I do. Unlocking the crystalline's potential is key to defending ourselves.
Unlocking its potential? Just say you want to profit off of humanity's blight.
We're fighting for a common cause, Garrett. You'd see it if you were calculating at least a few moves ahead.
Reloading. Give me a sec.
Oh my god, JY just goes into the fucking traps.
Oh, I'm empty. Reloading.
Maybe you could just shoot the salt.
We need stuff. Let's get that stuff.
Short skin here.
Shellguard, we got a missing supply bin on radar. Check the surroundings if you feel like it. A well-hidden stash. The Chosen have been busy.
Reloading. Give me a sec. Short skin is down.
Supply bin en route. I hope you like what's inside.
Yeah, drop a supply drop. It's just the upgrade. Jesus Christ, did you survive the fall?
Detecting a contamination boost. Beware.
All the way? I just fucking died to overtime damage. We don't have enough salt for that. Alright, boss time. Sector boss.
Beware.
Oh no, enemy. Luckily my teammates are here.
Got a refill.
Aha! That's one of our supply bins. Wonder how it even got here.
Walking line.
Wait a sec.
What the fuck is that thing in the distance? Holy shit, I didn't even see it.
So, I've been reading Orbit's file. Do you think we'll be able to harvest any of that black crystalline? I mean, test it? Wonder what we could make it do.
Don't farm my operative's files for new products, Matt.
Well, Seer's got crazy cultists drinking his goofy juice and making crystals just like that, Karen.
We are not like them.
Oh yeah? Well, we're leaving weapons on the table. One of the missing supply drops should be nearby. Scour the area, team.
I thought I just died. Come into the zone.
Man, this one really gives me chills. What you're looking at is a transmutator. These bitches turn weaklings into killing machines.
Did you say these bitches?
Whoever gets in, they come out stronger. The whole process is controlled by a neural core. There it is, on top of the breeding ground. Your main objective is to disable the core. But before it turns vulnerable, you gotta deal with the runners.
What the fuck just killed me? I swear to God, I'm getting hyper focused by these cunts.
Team, you let a runner through. Don't do that.
You let her run her through and then just don't do that. Bro, I can't not get hit by this shit.
Team, all guns at the core. Move your ass.
Where's the exposed core? There it is. I was shooting it the whole time.
Short skins out of it. Cheating practice.
Oh my God.
On the runners. Don't let them
Cool, there goes all my health. Dylan, res JY. Oh, we're both dead. Bro, these snipers have no limit on their range.
Changing the game.
Ooh, refill point. I have no idea. I'm about to find out. Oh, JY used it. No, I can't use it. Thank you, JY. Gonna have to kill JY now. Way too much fucking salt for nothing.
Contamination percentage is climbing.
Oh wow, what a great spot for me to fucking start activating it. Are you kidding me? Game sucks. I swear to God, it's just lightning ball every single time.
I'll be over there. I'll be over there.
This seems very bad.
Missing supply bin signature detected.
We're in threat 3. Why didn't we go to threat 2? Why are we jumping?
Enemy frag. Enemy smoke incoming.
Welcome to my clinic.
I think so. It's a weird one too because they're on the same side. Like by the lore. But in the lore they're on the same side.
Target right. Unstable energy. Spotted a gardener.
surroundings if you feel like it.
Oh fuck, Cthulhu. Can I shoot this off him? Oh, I can't. Help me!
Reloading.
Oh, there's a house you can enter. That's it. Fucking lightning though.
Reloading. Give me a sec.
What the fuck is that thing? It's a sniper that consistently shoots.
Gardener inside.
Weehaw. This fucker is tanky. Oh, he was called the Gardener. He was gardening.
I'm empty. Reloading.
You put all of us into the fucking hazard area. No, just me.
Detecting a contamination boost.
I'm dead.
Where?
Yeah, don't let him take away your credit, JY.
Reloading. Give me a sec.
This asshat. No, none of us can.
Trooper eliminated.
Yeah, they have some weird AIs. It's cool. I haven't gotten a single ammo drop. Oh, there it is. There's an ammo drop over there. Never mind. I was gonna say my gun is out of ammo.
Adamant down.
Where are we going? We already beat the boss. Oh, we did not. This is the boss. You guys ready for a tier 3 boss? Nope. It's one of our debuffs. That, the eruptions from the ground, and the meteor strikes are all debuffs.
Penetrate firearms won't be enough to bring it down. We are dispatching
Oh, this thing sucks. Be close to it. Stay close to it. Stay close to it. You see how it turns and starts shooting you? That'll just one-shot you.
Keep it safe, team.
These things here, you have to keep them safe. And then they take away its shield slowly, and then it opens its core, and you can deal damage to its core.
You can now target the turret. Beware of enemy reinforcements, though.
That was my ult.
EMP inbound. Keep it safe, team.
Fuck, bro. It just the. Do you have a healing thing, JY?
I'm headed over there.
Enemy wounded. Chest.
Alright, get ready to target its core.
You can now target the turret. Beware of enemy reinforcements, though.
I'm dead. Did you get it? Okay, no, you got it. Okay. I was like, I don't see dead.
The turret is done for. Or as Matthew would probably say, cooked. Excellent work, team.
Contamination figures went out.
Alright. Leave her open out here. Cotton Eye Joe. No.
Go to that spot. Walking blade.
Activate the MPs quickly. They shoot lasers into the sky. You can see them. If you don't do it quick enough, we lose the loot. No, you have to go to the layers and hold E to activate them. There's one over there. Guys, it's over. No, I can't activate all three. I only got two. We're good.
Reloading. Regenerating. Look for its weak spots. Now you understand.
I can't focus on like fucking 4 things at once, and I always get called, and then I just can't focus. Had to run away the entire time while killing enemies.
Reloading. Flash alert.
Contamination critical. Reach the extraction point as soon as possible.
Sniper taking aim.
The landing is occupied by enemy forces. Clear them out.
Raining rockets.
Perfect shot. Changing the game. Enemy remaining.
Reloading. Wait a sec.
And that's what I call a textbook expedition. Cargo in hand, team in good spirits. What else is there to wish for? See you around, Shellguard.
Did you see how Ohio made porn illegal? Like, not even illegal. They just made it so you have to, like, prove your age and identity in order to watch porn. And, like, people considered that homophobic. By people, I mean, like, some niche group, right? I'm not speaking to the, you know, the entire group. But I thought that was so funny. Anyways, Ohio straight fucking slammed the dub there. Does it make porn illegal? How is that stupid? There's only negatives associated with porn. What do you mean? No, shut the fuck up. You cannot give me a good argument for porn. Not only does it have a ton of negatives, it's also like the biggest source of sex trafficking on the planet. Like okay, so excluding the fact that porn is still bigger than OnlyFans, right? Let's just ignoring that. It's still a negative, right? Okay, but you know porn is still a negative, right? Why? Well, bring up a study that shows that it's fine, that it does not have a ton of negative side effects. Because like you're telling me that it's fine, but every study points against you, right? Like every study says that it's a negative. Like its addiction levels are on par with nicotine. The way the brain reacts to it, like it's ridiculous. I'm anti-porn. I think... Yeah, exactly. Same here. I'm anti like vape, but I'm also like very anti-porn. Like I don't think you can give me a coherent argument on why porn is like good that I can't just pull up like one study to prove against it. No, I think if you look well, no, first of all, people are fucking stupid. Like, you have to ban things because people will die if you don't, because they're actually fucking retarded, right? Like no, but there's things you have to outlaw, right? Like we're on the same page. We're on the like ability, like abusing your children is something you have to outlaw, right? Like okay, so watching porn at a young age, we're on the same page here when we say that watching porn at a young age is like a huge source of traumatic events and like mental disorders and like the vast majority of people under the age of 25 nowadays. Like, being exposed to pornography at an age before 14 almost always leads to mental disorder. I'm pulling it up. Okay, but the difference between Playboy, the difference between like a magazine of Playboy, right, and like the pornography that we have nowadays is the difference is astronomical, right? Like there's a huge amount of okay, but there's a huge amount of like sources of information that'll say that pornography significantly increases depression, anxiety, and stress while like in like youth, right? And just in what's it called? In people. Like this is like I'll give you the fucking link. But this is still negative at 18, right? Like this is still negative. Like it's always negative. Okay, but with porn specifically, right? Like, okay, but with porn specifically, you don't just lose like issues with mental health. You also lose like issues with like eating disorders, with fucking isolation, like the inability to form intimacy and relationship between individuals, like the most common one being like loveless relationships, right? Like this is something that is like very well studied, right? Like this is just a negative. 18-year-old? Do you think an 18-year-old has like the mental capacity to make like fully adult decisions? Okay, but like the difference, like driving a car is not something that takes a ton of mental fortitude, right? Like you can also kill people with a fucking kitchen knife, right? No, you can't drink until 21. Yes, I'm talking about the States, right? The States is 11 times the population of Canada. Okay, so exactly my point. But it doesn't matter if you said it's banned to 18. It's not banned at all. I can go online and go Pornhub.com at the age of 8 years old and it'll come up, right? Like I can search up naked lady online and it comes up immediately, right? Well, no, that's the downside of the porn industry, right? Like, I can't order alcohol online unless I prove my age, so why can't I watch porn online without proving my age? Yes? Whenever you go to order alcohol online, or whenever you go to order nicotine online, you have to prove your age. You have to prove your age online. Like, if you don't prove your age online... in America, you have to. They'll ask you for, like, a picture of your driver's license, or, like, proof of like a verification of age. Like there's something that's already existing, so why is it that porn has a free bypass to just like, yeah, anybody can watch this whenever they want because we make ad revenue regardless, right? Like if you're 8 years old or if you're 80 years old, we still make ad revenue. Okay, cool. So by the age of 21, because every study shows that adolescents and people, I think specifically under the age of, it's either 14 or 16, that like directly leads to a fucking plethora of mental illness. And most importantly, the like complete lack of ability to be able, like a complete lack of empathy and the ability to form like meaningful relationships between individuals. And these effects are like vastly increased when you're under the age of like 8. Right? Like, if you're exposed to porn from a very young age, like, very young, which nowadays is, it just happens, right? Like, you can't stop it. You end up with even worse, what's it called? Symptoms, and specifically, distrust of the opposite sex. I'm telling JY this, because JY said that it should not be banned at all. How? What are the benefits? Like, tell me a couple of the benefits. It's also an industry that takes advantage of, like, a ton of people, right? And, like, you can point out OnlyFans, but OnlyFans being, like, 10% or even less of, like, the total. Yeah, I'm aware that we should be, but... But this is what I'm saying, is that you cannot compare like fucking gambling to porn, right? Because porn has significantly higher negative implications that are lifetime. Like, yeah, you're right. A gambling addiction will ruin how many, like, what % of people have their life ruined to a gambling addiction out of the total amount of people that gamble? Yes, I think there's definitely. I think the significant loss. I think the loss of being able to form like actual meaningful relationship between individuals, and the increase of depression, and the increase of anxiety, and the increase of fucking like stress levels significantly. Like, yeah, I think that is probably leading to an increased, I don't know, anything, suicide rate. Like, I think I'd say I would say half the people that watch porn are less happy than they would be if they didn't watch porn. I think they definitely, like, half the people that watch porn have depression. Bro, porn addiction is not linked to, porn addiction is directly linked to like psychological issues and mental issues, right? Like, this is not. How are you gonna measure? Okay, how are you gonna measure this before or after, right? Like, you can't measure somebody at the age of 8 and then tell them to watch porn. Yeah, but these aren't individuals that are measured with clinical depression, right? These are people that are measured with like what's it called? I don't remember the other form of depression. The one that's not biological, right? Like, these aren't individuals that are like depressed because their brain's producing less dopamine. These are individuals that are depressed because of the situations that they're in. Like, you can't tell me that if somebody spent the time that they used watching porn, like doing literally anything else that's healthy, like making food or like watching a video. But video games has actual, like, you can actually prove like video games has a positive. You can't play video games to porn. But with TikTok, at least in the very least, watching, like, that's just watching entertainment that doesn't disconnect you from your, like. Oh my god, there's somebody joined the chat and I didn't even notice. I was so focused on arguing with you. Can you talk? I don't know if they can hear you. Oh, they can't hear you. I need to add you as an audio source. I didn't even realize somebody joined. I was so hyper focused on this conversation. I don't know how to add you as an audio source. Oh, here we go. Audio input, output capture. Add source. Discord. I think this will work. Try talking.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hold on. This did nothing. This did not at all what I thought it would do. I have no idea how to add this. Was less than a minute. Can hear now. Oh, you can hear them now? Anyway, keep talking.
Yeah. Wait, so porn addiction isn't even classified as like a disorder, or
No, the actual like porn induced depression and like
no, it's not in. It's not in the DSM-5. It would just be
in the DSM-5. I know. It's just.
It would be under internet gaming disorder or something along those lines.
Porn doesn't apply to internet gaming disorder. It's a different disorder. I'm still trying to add you as audio. Can you listen? Can you hear yourself through Twitch? Because this dude's appropriate panic saying that he can't.
Yeah,
hear
I can
you.
hear myself.
Okay, you can hear yourself because my side is saying fuck all.
He said can hear now. I don't know if you saw
cool.
that.
Oh, my thing is dog shit. I'm trying to make it better. Hold on. Look, regardless, back to what I was saying. This is not something you can fucking argue. I don't even know how this is something you can argue. Like, this just has wow, I'm stuttering like a retard. There's a lot of things that's showing like a huge correlation between pornography and symptoms of depression, right? So like you can say that the depression is causing the watching of pornography. Like I can maybe give you that like people that are depressed and lonely probably watch pornography, right? But then that's still a negative, right? Like you don't want people that are depressed and lonely going to watch porn, you want people that are depressed and lonely doing something to better themselves, right? And the such an easy access to porn is ruining it. It's an addiction to dopamine, which affects other hormone levels. Is it an addiction to
That
dopamine?
sounds right.
That sounds
I
right.
believe
Yeah,
it.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That actually sounds right. Yeah, that makes sense. It's an addiction to dopamine, and that affects other hormone levels. I think it also like there's studies that link
But
it
if
to
you're
like
gonna
lower
agree with that-
testosterone levels and like lower serotonin levels and lower
I just get fucking hacked. What the fuck did I just click on?
There's studies that are also showing this, like lower testosterone levels in men. I actually have no idea what it does to women. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it affects their hormones. I assume it does, but I don't know if it does. I'm gonna search it up really quickly. Does porn affect female hormone levels?
Well, okay, let's just assume the same thing. Let's just assume it does.
It's the same thing. It's associated with lower serum estrogen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it's also holy shit! It's assumed with less follicle stimulating hormone, less progesterone, as well as lower sperm concentration and sperm count in men. This leads to balding. Hold on. Does follicle stimulating hormone, does that lead to balding? It is. The follicle stimulating hormone is directly linked to the testes and the ovary, how they produce estrogen and testosterone, which I guess, yeah, in turn leads to lower estrogen, testosterone, you know, female and women and men, female and male respectively. And then I've heard progesterone before a few times, but I just don't remember what it does, so I'm searching it up. Steroid hormone that is probably produced, or is commonly produced by the adrenal cortex as well as the gonads, which consists of the ovaries, testes. Progesterone is secreted by the ovarian first time weeks of pregnancy. What does it do? Regulates mood, helps growth of nervous system tissue, aids cognition, may prevent against epilepsy, and acts as sedative for sleep. This also makes sense then. This is why people that watch porn also get less sleep. I'm sure I can find a correlation between that, right? Like,
Ron, we're talking about it in a class of stuff that like literally kills you, right? Like all of these minor side effects are like in comparison to like cigarettes. That like
yeah, no,
literally
so,
kill you.
like cigarettes,
it's in, like, a
definitely
different
need to be like,
class of
but it's also a
stuff.
different class completely between like how porn is something online that is super easily accessible and how cigarettes you have to at least show ID, right? Like there's at least a limit. Like you have to be 21 showing ID to buy it.
But I don't think anyone has said we're not pro more regulation and making it harder. Like I don't think that's been an argument, right?
This dude also said that he's mixed on how it affects T, because he's also heard that sex with actual women can increase testosterone, but masturbation lowers testosterone. How does your body know the difference? Logic, not biology. That's also true. I guess, yeah, sex will increase testosterone, but masturbation lowers it. But I mean, in that case, porn also like is more of a, how do you say it? Like reason to masturbate, right? Like if you don't have porn, it's significantly harder to masturbate. And then what's the name of that? What's the name of that fucking disorder? There's a disorder.
Question:
that
how
says-
deep would you want these investigations to go?
What do you mean by how
Into,
deep?
Like, I just submit my ID and then they see that my ID says I'm
I think they should-
21, so they
it's
just
like,
accept me.
it's
Or
like
do you think they should do more like verifying that like the ID
no, it
is
shouldn't
real
be
and
like
shit
it shouldn't be
too,
like
and-
purchasing a gun, but I think what there should be in at least the bare minimum, there should be like you have to take a
'cause
picture of
what's-
yourself holding your ID, and then at least like that, and then send your ID over like some proof, right? Like I don't know, like a fucking CAPTCHA test where you write down something on a note and then put it beside your ID so it's like real and not just copy pasted from something else. But
What
just
stops
something.
you from photoshopping your ID though?
Well, nothing stops you, but like you know, like the barrier of entry is what stops people, right? Like people, like if I give you any barrier of entry, it dramatically reduces the amount of people that do something. We see this everywhere. It's why
Are
like
you like just immediately fucked by the existence of like the dark web?
unfortunately
that's,
porn
like, no
access is
bearing-
like gun access. It's put out of Pandora box. You can't put it back. Yeah, that's true. That's also true. Like even right now, if we wanted to like limit porn, it's not something you can do. Right? Like even Ohio is having huge. Is it Ohio? Am I making this shit up? Did
No, it is
ban
Ohio.
Porn? Okay, cool. So it's like Ohio banned porn, and like Pornhub kind of got mad at it, but then like there's 300,000 other porn websites that are just relinking to Pornhub. They just bypass the fucking age restriction, right?
Yeah, you can't even stop people from like uploading literally full movies to the internet. How are you going to
It's like
stop
the
them
Google
from...
Drive issue where you have like a ton of fucking illegal and ridiculous shit in Google Drives and people just link the drives to other people. Bro, on that same note, guns is a huge thing in America. Like, I love guns, but it's the same thing with like the Pandora's box. It's not, we're never putting that shit back. Like, they're out, you can never get all the guns back. In order to get all the guns back, you're going to have, at least what I assume is going to be a revolt, right? Like, people aren't just going to give up their guns.
Maybe you could convince them.
What are you going to convince them with, Dylan? A gun?
I don't know. I don't know. The guns have 6G and it gives you super cancer. There you
What
go.
a fucking convention. Yeah. You just make people allergic to guns. Every gun has like 2% carbon, and the next mRNA vaccine just makes you allergic to carbon. I'm super pro gun. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm pro gun as well, but like, in terms of reality, if guns didn't exist, you're gonna have to end me to get mine. I agree. You're not taking my gun from me, right? Like, it's not happening. I have one. It's mine. It's gonna keep me alive. It's gonna keep my family alive, and I can protect my house with it. But I'm also gonna say, if guns never existed, the world would be a better place, right? Like, if guns never existed from the beginning and wars were fought with fucking swords and axes, we would have significantly less deaths, right?
You
Actually,
think so?
is that even true?
Or do
What's
you
the
think
highest
people
rate
would
of
just,
death
like,
in
be
war?
fist fighting?
Highest rate of death
I
in
would
war.
say
Oh.
yeah.
Historically,
Like, I feel like
think
so
it's more
an
ridiculous.
army is more likely to like leave when they're like getting stabbed to death versus just taking a bullet to the head, right? Like,
Disagree. Why would you disagree with that? I think in reality, actually, fuck.
No, I
This
think
is such a
punching
huge
people to death
butterfly
would be
effect.
worse.
Yeah, if guns never existed, there's a huge butterfly effect that moves us forward. Because if a gun never existed, people would just find another weapon to kill people.
let's assume that they don't though. Like, let's assume like they get like stuck at like swords and bows and shit like that, right?
Okay.
Like they get like
I
I
was
would-
thinking back to it. I don't know if that's better than the war methods they used back then, where back then they would just lock you inside of a base camp and starve you to death, right? Like, at least now they can't lock you in a base camp and starve you to death, right? Like that
How
one
well would
Chinese
this
war
work?
where fucking 2 million people died and 1.5 million of them were civilians that were eaten. I swear to God, this is a real thing.
I've never heard of this, but
Awesome.
all right.
Hold on, Chinese war, cannibalism. The siege
how-
of Suyang. There were there was a really good article on this a while back. Guns are equalizer. The innocent are at disadvantage in combat situation. The aggressor has all the advantage. A firearm allows a 90-pound woman to fight back and potentially win against a 250-pound man. Yeah, that's true. I guess even a knife isn't really an equalizer, right? If you have like a fucking 90-pound woman with a knife and a 250-pound man without a knife, like, she's not getting past his muscle, right? Or fat. I don't know what he is.
I play chess and holy shit. I just made the worst move I've ever seen.
That's also true. Yeah, I guess guns really did just equalize the whole world, right? Like, it made it so...
I think guns were a very key component of imperialism, and I
I
don't
think
know
guns
if
were... Yeah, that's
you
true.
could do it without them.
I was gonna say, I think a gun were a key component in, like, getting rid of monarchies. Like, when the kings and queens had to be scared of, like, people with weapons that were a lot stronger, it was something that, like...
I think it's the opposite. I
You
think
think
guns
monarchies
help
became stronger?
stronger. I think guns enable fewer people to be stronger, right?
knife
Especially like
needs
modern
skill to
tech
use.
and otherwise.
Knife
I
needs
do
skill
think
to
that
use.
the
That's true.
gender thing is super valid, where it does equalize genders in combat. It at least pushes it to more towards equal. But I don't think that matters as much compared to like, yeah, a guy with a gun can like hold an entire room, whereas a guy with a knife has a much harder time.
You
And I
can't.
think
I mean,
in
with a
those
knife, how
situations-
many people can you realistically take down? Like, if a gang of fucking 5 people jumps you and you have a knife, like, realistically speaking, unless you're highly trained, you're not really getting more than, like, 1 or 2. And maybe not
Right.
even lethal moves, right? Like, or lethal wounds. Looking back at history, entire nations would end in conflicts during Chariot era. Holy shit, like, when was Chariot era? Like 3,000 years ago? 5,000 years ago? When was the fall of Rome? That's Chariot era, right? Were chariots actually used in war?
Yeah, but war was different.
Holy shit, the fall of war was 500 years AD? Bro, my brain is horrible at this. What the I thought Rome was like 3000 BC. Oh, what the fuck? Something jumped on me. We're good. Anyways,
Would wars be quicker?
with what? Without guns?
No.
Yeah, like if they just had to run at each other with
No,
like swords.
Bro,
and shit.
if you look at historic wars, they lasted for like decades.
I'm
like-
just thinking of like two armies, like fucking like Canada and the U.S. for example, just like
You look at the
sprinting
war.
at each other.
Actually, I was gonna say look at the War of 1812, but that definitely had guns. It was just like fucking muskets. Roman Empire was in control during Jesus' time. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It was definitely in control during Jesus' time. Would guns? No, guns would not. No, guns made wars. Oh fuck! Guns made wars faster, like way faster. Cause like, oh, it doesn't even make sense. Yeah, no, it definitely made wars faster. I guess when you shoot somebody with a bullet, they die faster than when you stab them, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at. Holy, what am I?
But what really made wars faster? Was it guns or was it bombs?
Look at this one. Look at the years listed on, on some of these wars.
Oh, I'm still streaming the game. I should stream my main screen. I'm gonna stream my main screen instead.
I think maybe logistics and transportation matters the most.
I
Or
guess
maybe it's just
it was.
hard to move humans from places.
It's
like
really hard to
Bermuda
move humans, but also back in the old times, if you got into a war and people were injured, you kind of just had to back off for a couple of years for everyone to heal, and then you went back at it, right? Like if you look at how Vikings fought, their siege tactics were basically just like run at them until die, leave, come back like a year and a half later, and just rinse and repeat until you won, right? Like.
Yeah, it looks like it because a lot of these wars are at least like 10 to 20 years.
I added display capture and it mistakenly went over everything and now nothing's on my screen. Okay. There's also an amount of deterrence. You gonna charge a sword like
that's 40
with your
minutes.
sword line? Maybe. Oh, that's true. That's also completely true. With a sword, like if there's 500 people on both sides with swords, they would just run at each other, right? Like you would, like the only way you're getting rid of the enemies is by being in front of them. But like with guns, it's like what happens with like trenches and shit, right? And like cover, you're not really running at anybody. You're just kind of waiting for them to come to you, unless you're like assaulting. But then in that case, you have like tools for that, right? You have big guns like tanks, which is just a really big gun on tracks, right?
Yeah.
Then fuck, guns were huge, right? Like guns were how you got rid of like, got rid's not a good word, but like dominated, like native individuals in North America. And then like tanks were how you fought wars moving after that. And then now tanks are obsolete and you're fighting wars by plane, right? Like if you can get a bomber over a fucking platoon of 10,000 people, they're done for because you just carpet bomb them. Like that's what. And even then, now ICBMs are huge because why would you bother putting a plane in danger when you can just have one, like, rocket with a brain that kind of flies into a camp, right? Also, yeah, the fucking Reconquista was a war that lasted 781 years.
Yeah. After looking through that, I decided I was wrong on that one.
Yeah, these wars were insane. Like,
Again,
A lot of these wars, like I'm realizing, like a 5-year war is a pretty short war compared to history.
like the longest war that we've had in recent years was like the Cold War. Tanks originally were mostly used for moving cover and trench wars. You aren't charging the enemy gun line. That's also true. Rocket with a brain is more like a cruise missile. Is it not? Is an intercontinental ballistic missile not a cruise missile? Are they
No,
different?
Rock. There's another war that's a couple above it.
Is missile ILE? Yeah. Cruise missile is a guided missile used against terrestrial or native targets. ICBM. Is ICBM? Oh, it's just a cruise missile with a range greater than 5,500 kilometers. Jesus Christ. Designed for nuclear weapon delivery. Fair. You know, it's something it's great that we kind of outlawed it immediately. Chemical and biological weapons.
Oh, they're coming.
To be fair, though, chemical weapons were kind of stopped in use because you would drop it and then the wind would change and you would kill all your own troops. Like,
I do love the idea of that.
True, but eventually there will be a day when you can make like a virus that can only target certain humans.
yeah, COVID. No, can you imagine? COVID is definitely something. No, this is a huge contention point as well. Like, was COVID made or was it something that was
It was probably
No.
made.
like
No,
it was?
it wasn't made.
What do you mean? No, it wasn't
Probably
made.
from
It was
alive.
probably
Someone
made.
fucked up. Dave is dead.
I think it's definitely made and just mistakenly released. Like, I don't think it was purposely released because it's kind of weak as shit if it was purposely released. But like, it was definitely made. Dylan's on my side on this one, right?
I don't know, like, I don't want to say like made. I don't think made is true, but I don't think like as a weapon. Like I think some guy probably like made a thing, doing something with it, and it accidentally got out. I don't think it was like I'm
Well, what
trying
would you
to
make
a
it for
weapon.
outside of a weapon? Like, what would its
I don't
purpose
know.
be?
You're doing tests on shit, I assume.
What would your
Seeing
tests
if
on
you can
shit
do
be?
stuff. I don't know.
Outlawing doesn't mean shit.
Yeah,
You mean
true.
if I'm
I know,
gonna be
I'm-
massacred by the enemy, better not use my biological weapons. I guess I think it's just more like you don't want to damage your own troops, right? Like if you launch a biological weapon and it comes back and bites you in the ass as well, it kind of fucks your own troops as well. At least with like a bomb, you kind of can guesstimate pretty well what it's gonna kill. There's always a chance that what happened in World War II, where it's like the highest death rate for one of the planes was like friendly fire or something ridiculous in one of the wars because the planes would just lay down bombs and just kill their own fucking men. Oh my god. Oh, have you seen the fucking Russia developed this like invincible fighter jet? Better than utter defeat to the death. I guess, yeah, it's better than being wiped out of extinction. That's true. It is better than being wiped. Still not a benefit, not something that I'd like want to be induced in either way. Fuck, does it even matter? Like, if I'm gonna die, does it matter how I die?
Depends on how you feel about it.
Like, if
Do
I'm
you
gonna
think there's
die
an
from being
afterlife?
sick in a day, like being sick for 4 or 5 days and then my organs fail, or if I'm gonna die to shrapnel in my lungs and I die of pneumonia 2 days, like 3 or 4 days later, like, does it really matter how I die in that case? They're both horrible. They're both just as painful. Are they just as painful? Is organ failure more painful than shrapnel in your lungs?
Whichever one, I don't know. I assume if you take enough, like, if you're in enough pain, your body just like zones, right? Like you go into shock.
Biological weapon killed half my people instead of enemy killing 100%. That's only true in extreme cases. Like if the pain slowly builds up, you don't. But if all of a sudden you were induced to the most absurd pain you've ever been induced to, you would kind of just immediately go into shock. But like if you were sick and you could slowly feel your lungs like failing, you'd probably feel the pain because your tolerance would build up. We've really diverted off porn. Yeah, we really fucking did.
This is how usually our talks go, so you know.
This is just how our conversations go. You have to start off with porn and then end up with like fucking shrapnel from biological weapons and bombs at war.
We moved to guns. We were on if guns were taken out of history for a little bit.
But no, we moved to something else before guns, right? We went porn. What did we go to? Yeah, we went porn, then we went guns. Oh, thanks for the follow, Chief. Right on 11/11 too, so you can make a wish to follow me more.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Love political conversations. All right, peace, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see ya.
There's just so much to talk about, and especially in recent years, there's like so much that there just is to talk about, and it's so great. But like, the amount of people that are competent at talking has dropped down significantly. Like, I feel like whenever I talk to somebody in the wild, right, like in the real human world and not online, it's like I'm talking to somebody who was born with some form of like low brain disorder, right? And it makes it really difficult to hold a human conversation with them without basically revolving back to you guys know where this is, right? You said I have one gun. How quaint, bro! I only have one. I've got one handgun, basically. It's this is a 9mm, and it's great. It does exactly what I want it to. I fired 1,000 rounds through it and had no issues with like fucking jamming or anything happening. It's done exactly what I've wanted it to. Mint condition. I do need to clean it a lot, but it's very easy to take apart, so it's nice. Why? How many guns are you holding? That's our society low brain. JY. Is our society low brain?
What does low brain mean? I need a definition here.
What do you mean? What does low brain mean?
What does low brain mean? Can't say I've heard many people use that term, and you and this
What's the IQ index? The IQ bell curve.
more than mine, okay?
You got 4 + 1 work issued. You have a work issued. That limits the amount of jobs you're holding right now. Damn. You're a cop. You're here to send me to fucking prison. I should be in prison. Bro, the amount of shit that I say online, I'm pretty much a fucking fugitive.
Christ, this guy.
According to the IQ bell curve, I am the upper echelon. I'm definitely way over on that right side in the 0.1% security. Oh, that's fair. You have any cool stories about being in, like, security? Do you have anything that's happened in there that's just fucking insane? Like, mall shopper... I don't know. I was gonna say something...
Where
funny,
do you
I have no idea.
secure... Like, where do you do your work at security?
Yeah,
Like,
without
are you
displaying too much of your
hospital?
information.
Well, I'm sure if you said a mall, it would be okay.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't want it to be like, yeah, I work security at, and then just name the fucking... Oh. Tell us a story. Tell us the most wild story you've remembered of time. Of time to date. Of what you've had that's just been absolutely absurd. Like a 60-year-old woman walked in and just beat someone. Laid out a trucker once who decided to fist fight me about a no parking sign. How the fuck do you argue about a no parking sign? Yeah, excuse me, sir. This applies to people that aren't me. I can park here. I like the laid out a trucker too. Makes it seem very, very like intense. Like you guys were fucking heating up the argument and just fucking bang. He's just out cold.
Bro, that's insane. Y'all get fucking handguns for security work.
Yeah, I know. In Canada, you don't get one.
No, in Canada, you're stuck to your hands.
At a factory, managing gate access and keeping fights out. Bro, fucking factories are where fights happen. I need
Bro,
more live leak videos of that shit.
In Canada, you need a license to have a weapon when you're a security guard.
You can't. Story time on Discord? Yeah, story time on Discord. Do you want me to tell a story time, or do you want to say a story time? Because I have some pretty fucking wild stories from the shit-ass jobs that I've worked. My current job is not that shit-ass. That's pretty good. But, like, the other jobs that I've worked. Oh, we don't have a fucking exclamation point Discord. Hold on. I think I have a Discord from when I used to stream a while back. But it's super cringe because I made it 2 years ago. So, hold on. Let me get the link. Holy fuck, bro. This Discord is cringe as fuck. I was cringe. That's what it is.
We all are.
Yeah. But I'm super cringe.
Perfect.
I'm saying it would be easier to speak it than type it. That's completely reasonable. You're on Twitch, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. I can just send the message. Bro, every time I go to type in my own Twitch chat, it tells me my own rules. Like, bro, I wrote my rules.
That's what you like to see.
I need to open up my Twitch 1 second in order to message in my own Twitch chat because Streamlabs cucked me. Oh, that's loud. We're good. Stop messaging me my own rules. I know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. Bro, my own Discord is like, hey, don't say this. This is very mean. Alright, join that. And then, Joey, you remember my cult 360? Yeah, okay. Join that shit.
Is it the just... Oh, no, that's a different Discord. I
I have to give you a role, I think. I don't remember how I made this, but... I probably have to give you a roll. It's this one. We're joining. All right, how's it going? What's your name first of all?
There we go. I don't use my real name on stuff.
That's fine.
But,
I'll just call you Panic.
That most people do.
Oh,
So I had basically what ended up happening was we had on this truck lot. It's a truck stop, and they have these 8-foot tall metal poles that are used for the no parking signs. And on the bottom is a pyramid shaped plastic base that's filled with sand, and then there's wheels on one side. The idea is you grab the pole, you tilt it so it gets on the wheels, and then you roll it to where it wants to go, and then you let it go, and it pops back up. And the sand that's on the bottom makes it not want to move when it's actually right side up. So I come out of the maintenance stop of the truck lot, and I look over, and there's a truck parking where the no parking sign was. He had moved it. So I go over there, I'm like, hey dude, you can't just move the no parking sign and park there anyway. And so I'm, waiting for him to leave, and I'm leaning on the pole. I have like one hand on the pole, and I'm just kind of like leaning on it. And he's just not leaving. He's going like moving back and forth to try to straighten his truck out to get in the spot. I'm like, dude, I told you can't park here. He's not listening. So one time he pulls forward, I just quickly turn it, roll it, and put it behind his truck. So then he gets out of his truck. It's also already a bad sign when it comes to truckers. So he goes over to go move it again. And I'm like, dude, I told you can't just move it. He grabs the pole to start to tilt it, and so I just step on the base. It already doesn't want to move too much. My foot's going to be enough.
Yeah.
These truckers keep running these poles over so much that the bolt that holds the pole into the base is just gone.
Just really
Like,
quickly,
I just
so I
pulled
don't cut
the
you off. Can I get like a name of what this is or like a picture, because my brain is visualizing something.
Let me see if I can find a picture real fast.
Just want to make sure, because I'm visualizing something and I have no idea if it's what I'm supposed to be visualizing.
Let me see here.
But is this like a common occurrence that happens to truckers? Are they really just all like this? Because I assume they were all
A
decent
lot
people.
of them are. A lot of them are. Not all, obviously. They're like
Yeah.
the ones that you have to deal with typically are bad because there's a bias. The
Yeah.
good ones you don't,
Yeah, yeah.
as a security officer, the good ones you don't have to deal with. So you don't experience what they're like. You only experience the bad ones.
Mhm.
So you have a bias as to what you've experienced.
That's completely reasonable.
Yeah, what is
That
it
makes
called?
more
Like
sense.
a negative bias or some shit like that?
It's like exposure bias, right? Where you're
Yeah.
only experiencing
Yeah,
whatever is.
that's a good term for it. Exposure bias. I'm getting a lot of generic no parking signs, and I'm trying to find a truck lot signs.
If
Truck
you
stop.
can't find it soon, don't worry about it. I'll pretend I'm imagining the right thing, and we'll play based off that.
Gotcha. So he because the pin that will hold it together was broken, he just pulls the whole pole out and throws it. I'm like, okay, so now you're damaging the property. So I go over and I go grab the pole, and on the way back, he's like trying to move the plastic base that's full of sand, but has the wheels on the side. So he's trying to shift this thing. It does not want to move. It's pretty heavy. So I'm like, dude, I told you can't just move the parts. I come over and I grab a hold of the top while he's still trying to push it. I'm like, I told you can't stop. And I give him like a light shove to get him away from it. He just like takes like 5 steps back, like stumble back, and then drops into a fighting crouch, fists up. And I have this 8-foot tall metal pole in my hand. So I'm like,
Holy shit.
okay. So I just swing it up into my other hand. So it's like I'm holding it across my chest. And I'm like, okay, now what? And then he comes in. So I just whack him in the face with the metal bar. I wasn't aiming for his head, but his height was where the top of his head would be about where my mouth was. And then he crouched on top of that. So his head was at my shoulder height. So the only way for me to hit anything but his head would be for me to lean forward and down to hit anything else. So I just ended up hitting him right across the eyebrow. He's like, "You assaulted me." I'm like, "You're gonna punch me in the face. What the hell are you talking about? You pushed me
Holy
first at the
shit.
assault." I'm like, "Dude, for the love of God, I gave you instructions. You ignored them. It's just your fault."
Also, don't you have like
Top
freedoms on what you're allowed to do there, right? Like, especially if it's disturbing the peace there, and like specifically
Yeah,
in
exactly.
an illegal spot.
No, so in security, you have the authority to do. So there's tiers of severity. If someone's being verbally rude, you're allowed to, or whatever it is, you're allowed to go whatever tier plus one. So if they're being just verbal, being verbal back. Like, so security is different. So if you two were getting in interaction with each other, you can only do equal. So if one is arguing with you, the other one can only argue with back. Whereas me as security, you're arguing with me, I can argue with you, or I can put a hand on my shoulder and say, we need to walk outside. I use a light push to be like, we're going outside, like to direct your movement.
I see.
So I can always go.
Allowed to do.
Yeah, I'm allowed to go one up. So like if you're just yelling at me, I can't draw my gun. That's 5 steps up.
Yeah, that's
So-
a much more aggressive situation.
So
This is actually
So-
how it is in policing in Canada too.
Is it? Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah, which is interesting.
honestly, I would be very surprised if it was any different, because in where I'm at, in the state that I'm at, security is legally law enforcement. They are the same
Interesting.
thing
I didn't
basically
realize
in
they had
our
the same
state.
amount of powers.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
even close in Canada.
Well, there's only 2 states in the United States that have that way. I have the legal authority of a sheriff on the site that I'm working.
That definitely makes it a
So-
lot safer for both parties, I believe. Like,
Well, yes and no, because part of the problem is a lot of truckers don't think or see it that way, and so therefore they're like, I'm not going to listen to you because you don't have any actual authority. I'm like, actually, I do, and they don't care because they don't listen. So I end up actually having to call the cops anyway to get the backup, so it ends up not actually working out.
Yeah, so
But
the
the
name doesn't
important
matter,
part
right?
is, if things actually did go down, I have that authority that I can do something, as opposed to having to be like, hey, call the cops, I can't do anything.
so legally speaking, are you allowed to like put somebody under an arrest?
Yeah. Well, so yes, but that comes up to company policy. Company policy so the 2 companies I've worked for, the company policy for both was don't make an arrest, detain them until the police arrive. I can
see.
still I can still put them in cuffs, but I'm not reading them the Miranda rights, and I'm not booking them. I am just holding them until the police arrive, and then they perform the arrest.
I see. Okay, that's reasonable.
But I've had some other fun ones. We had one site that was a hemp field. They were growing hemp, and it's a restricted product where I live. You need to have a state license to be able to grow hemp.
Okay.
And people were coming on the property and going like, well, it looks like weed, it smells like weed, therefore it must be weed. And they were just stealing plants. So they ended up getting a
THC weed, right? Like legally speaking, it's like the only
It's-
difference
yeah,
between
it's
hemp and weed
really-
is that.
Yeah, the amount of THC, and it's extremely low. But if you grow it improperly, it ends up becoming weed, and so that's
Yes.
part of why it's a regulated product, because it's illegal. Weed is legal, or is not legal in the state I'm in. But hemp is potentially legal as long as it's regulated within proper use. So that way you don't have people growing it improperly and then making the weed that's supposedly illegal.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be.
So-
making, yeah.
So they had these people coming on the property and stealing the hemp, and so they hired a security company, not the one I was working for, and then that officer got shot at, and so he booked it, left, never came back, and so they hired us to be there armed, and it got out of hand. Like it really got out of hand. It started off where they had one officer there at night, or day and night, 24 hours a day, but one at a time, and then it got so out of hand where people were just like coming in large groups from multiple different parts of the field. We ended up at one point having 4 people at a time, day and night, on the job site because
Oh, you
the
mean
people
like
were
4
just
people
being
working
that
at a
absurd.
time? Holy shit!
Yes, 4 people working at a time,
I thought you meant
and we
like-
didn't have the manpower, so we actually had 2 armed and 2 unarmed because we didn't have enough armed officers to cover the sites. So we had to have 2 unarmed officers basically as a, hey, I see someone over here, get over here. Like that's all they could do because they're not going to get involved and try to making a cuffing arrest when there's been already violent people being on the property. One of the first few days that I was there, there ended up being like 12 cars that would go back and forth across the front of the property. And I'm just standing there staring at them. They're on the road, so they're not on the property. So I can't. There's nothing I really can or should do.
Yeah, because they're innocent until they do
then-
anything.
But the problem is that what they would do is they would get to the other side of the property, Then some people get out of the cars and start coming down the hill, and so then I get in the company car, zip on over there, but then they come down the side that I just left. So it's just impossible for one person to protect this 300 by 200 meter property, give or take, from 12 cars that are just going back and forth, back and forth. They're like, I literally can't do anything here.
You can't like physically protect that. Like, there's no fucking way a single
Not
individual
possible.
could protect like 300
The only
by
way I
200
could do
is
it-
insane.
Yeah, the only way I could do anything there would be something like start firing on them indiscriminately, which would be very illegal to do. But like that's about the only thing I could do to protect that property. But I did end up getting a couple people cuffed. That was an interesting one. The first guy I got gave me the deer in the headlights look. Like
Are these like
I
again,
started
are these like
learning-
old people or are these like teenagers? This sounds like something a bunch of fucking teenagers would do.
mostly teens and low 20s.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking.
So like what I ended up learning, I had started learning to being able to tell. There would be a car that would go down the road, and then right as it got to like the end of the property, it would start slowing down. I'm like, they're gonna get out of their car. That's what I figured out they were doing. They weren't pulling up right next to the property, getting out of the car and coming on. They were driving past the property, getting out, walking walking back onto the property, getting the stuff, and then trying to get back to the car.
Yeah.
Like I started being able to tell, like, okay, that person's slowing down. They're probably going to get out of the car, and I was pretty on the ball with catching when people were going to try. And this first, I started. I let him get on the property. I let him walk all the way on the property, get in good distance in. Hunkered down next to a bush, black coat on, and I shine the flashlight in their face, sprint at them, and yell, "Get out of the crowd right now!" And the first guy just gave me a deer in the headlights look, just like, don't hurt me.
That's
the
fucking
second one
terrifying. Can you imagine being fucking like 19 years old? You think you're about to like do
There's
something
no dumb
devious,
fault.
and then yeah, they're fucking
Yeah.
retarded for it, but it's still hilarious.
The other one, it was two guys, and at that point, like I needed something to help keep me, keep my eyes on what was going on because there's too much. So what I ended up doing was buying a motion sensor light that you would hang on the side of your house for like above a porch or something like that. And I laid that in the field, almost like it was like a trip mine type of thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there. And they walk on the property, and I'm watching them. And then the light turns on, and they go, "Oh, it's just an automated light." And then they keep going. I'm like, "Really, guys? Are you serious? Could you be more obvious that you're not following what you know you're not supposed to be doing?" So I start, going at them. Same thing. They start running. The guy who's lagging behind just throws himself to the ground, rolls on his back, and goes, "Don't tase me."
Have you been tased? That's a question I have to ask.
I've not. No,
Okay.
I've not.
I have.
We
I
also
want
aren't
to be
issued
tased.
tasers. We also haven't been issued. We aren't issued tasers.
Okay.
So all I had was pepper spray and gun.
Okay. Yeah.
Now for at least for security, we had to be sprayed to be able to carry spray.
Does pepper spray really hurt that much? Like, does it debilitate you like you see online, or is that overreactions?
So you know how like if you accidentally get something in your eye, your eyes just automatically just want to shut?
Yes.
That's basically it.
Okay, I see.
Is it that severe? I mean, it's pretty severe that it took me like 15 minutes to open my eyes fully.
I see.
But
okay.
I've heard
so it's
it
definitely
lasts
not
like
fun.
hours. Is that true?
No, for me it took 15 minutes.
Like I've heard like they're like a few hours after you might like go shower or something, it'll be in your tears and it'll like run down your body.
No,
and
that
shit.
no that part is true because you have
Okay.
a residue that's on there, but it's
Yeah.
not burning anymore. So it's not like you're still burning for hours. It's just still there for hours.
Okay.
So
just spice.
I went.
Right. Like, it
I had to
just
drive an
capsaicin.
hour home. Yeah, I had to drive an hour home after having gotten sprayed. So I got sprayed, was there for 15 minutes. Actually, was there for more like an hour. Then I drove home an hour, and then I took a shower. And if you ever get pepper sprayed, take a cold shower, not a hot shower. Because the hot shower just basically reactivated the pepper and made it float up in like a cloud. And I ended up getting it all over my upper body. And so like I felt like I had a severe sunburn on my shoulders, even though I had not gotten any spray on my shoulders during the initial spray.
I see.
So it was not. It was like, that's a really bad sunburn, but I was not in the sun. Well, I wonder what that was. So yeah, it was the pepper spray.
So it not only burns like your eyes, it burns like every part of your body. Like you feel it
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yes, it gets in the pores, and it like if you ever had like hot sauce on your tongue, it's like that, but on every part of your body, on wherever it gets. So obviously, hot sauce in your eye would suck.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've actually had that happen to me.
Yeah, imagine if you're getting some really hot sauce on your tongue, but now you're having that on your shoulders, on your hands, on your nose.
Everywhere. You're having it everywhere. It's just horrible.
Wherever it gets, it's not fun.
So I can say I don't want to be pepper sprayed, but I do want to be tased.
But honestly, it's not that bad in realism. And I have conversations with women who are like, I don't want a gun, I'll just pepper spray them. I'm like, okay, let's do some role play analysis scenario here. I'm a bad guy. I grab your arm. You pepper spray me. You gotta shut my eyes, but do I need to see to beat you senseless when I have a hold of your arm?
Yeah.
I don't need to see. You need to be able to get, like, at bare minimum, you need to be able to break grip. If I have a grip of your arm, you need to be able to twist out of my grip. If you spray me and that's all you're expecting, you're gonna have a bad time.
It's also aggressing the scenario, right? Like you're just making the aggressor angrier.
Potentially, because there are some people who don't, who would just like out of reaction let go and hands to face.
Yeah.
So it comes down to that. Like it comes down to what your automatic reaction can or will be. You don't know until that actually happens to you. So there is something that I'm trying to tell them, like, look, don't rely on just your hands, just the pepper spray. Just the pepper spray ain't enough. I am 100% on the gun situation. When I took my CWP class, what they suggested, this particular instructor did, if a woman wants to carry in her purse, carry a revolver, and don't even pull it out. If you if you need to use it, just tilt your purse and shoot through the bottom of your purse.
That's hella advice. That's actually great. I mean, I got when I did my fucking. Is it CWP? Yeah, concealed weapons.
Concealed weapons permit. It depends on which state. What their initials are.
What mine is called. I have no fucking clue what mine is called. Mine is called concealed weapons or firearm license. So CWL, I think, is what it's called in Florida.
Concealed weapons license, probably.
Yeah, CWL.
So, but the idea there is, if you have like a semi-automatic, like a Glock or something like that, where the slide comes back, if you have that inside your purse, there's a ton of things that will get in the way of the slide actually functioning. And if you do that and something stops the slide from getting in the way, moving, you fired one shot and now you have an empty chamber and you're stuck. But if you're firing a revolver, there's very little that'll stop the chamber from revolving, from the cylinder from revolving in a revolver. So you can have that in there and just keep shooting through the bottom of your purse. You don't have to take the time to pull out, present, and then go. You can just tilt your purse and go. But there's some downsides to those sorts of concepts. But like, for example, 6 rounds, not always enough. Even if it's only one target, it's not always enough.
Well, you could,
and that's one thing.
Right? Like,
well, not just that. There's a ton of people who will say stuff like, "Well, if you can't stop them with 6 rounds, then you shouldn't be having a gun in the first place." The stupid argument, because I have 2 perfect stories for this scenario. One of them was a woman who had a revolver who was having to defend her house against a home invader. They retreated through the house, went into her bedroom, into the bathroom that was attached to the bedroom, up the ladder into the attic that apparently was in the bathroom. So they were in the attic, and the guy came after them all the way up into the attic. He fired 5, I think she hit him with 5 rounds in the face. Like, all of them were in the face. And the guy still had enough get up and go to get out of the house, get in his car, drive a couple blocks away before he crashed. So just because you hit him and it's gonna be lethal doesn't mean it's lethal now. So important to make sure you have as much shots as you can, because the threat might not be done. It might be a couple minutes till they succumb, and so therefore you need to keep going. It's not enough.
I mean, it's like it's like the argument where it's like, I mean, like 17 rounds of 9mm is always better than 9 rounds of 45, right? Like 1 round of 45 is great, but
So the argument that typically is made is people talk about stopping power, air quotes.
Yeah.
Stopping power when it comes to pistols is honestly very much a misnomer. It basically doesn't exist. It's basically the same for almost every pistol caliber except for something like a 44 Magnum. Any Magnum round is going to be a totally different argument. But if you're talking about
Express.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's almost like a Magnum man as well.
Basically.
So, if you're not talking about Magnum rounds, a 45 and a 9mm ballistically are almost the same. So it's better to have more rounds, in my opinion, as a non-professional on that specific part of the aspect.
Yeah.
On the science aspect of it, in my opinion, it's always going to be better to have the more rounds than the bigger round.
I think it's also better in terms of like the amount of rounds that you can discharge at once, right? Like if you're
You
firing
wanna be able to-
45, you can't shoot that many that accurately that fast as opposed to 9mm.
And so I don't agree with that, because honestly, 45 has a lot less powder behind it than a 9mm. So the muzzle and everything.
Shoot it, like the way that you feel the recoil in 45 versus 9mm, and just using Glocks as an example because I have a ton of
I'll be honest.
Experience.
I'll be honest. I have not shot a 45, but I've shot a 40 Smith. My work weapon is a 40 Smith & Wesson, and I have a personal 9mm, and the recoil difference is negligible.
Interesting. I've experienced a lot of difference in recoil. I'm also not a huge guy. Like I'm 5'9", maybe 170 pounds, right? Like I'm not huge.
Pretty similar to me.
And like
Pretty similar to me.
fair. But when you compare it to like a woman who's like 5'3" on average, like what's the average height for a woman? It's 5'4", 5'3"? I don't know what it is in the States.
I think it's 5'4", 5'5", something like that.
Yeah,
like-
it's in that ballpark.
And they also have 30% less body mass or 30% less muscle mass on their body than men on the same weight size, right? So like even a 20% difference, well, for a man doesn't make a huge difference, but for a woman is huge, right? Like the way they're firing those 45s. And even then, I think it's just better for women to carry 9mm. It's a lot easier to train with. The ammunition is
38.
cheaper. Or 38, yeah.
special.
Or 38, yeah, absolutely.
Or if you're doing the revolver, maybe a 380.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I think the only thing you shouldn't daily carry is a 22 in terms of like actually like low.
That's not enough. Yeah, .2 is not enough. .2 is throwing peas at the enemy, and you're like, oh god, it's gonna work. No,
that's where
probably
stopping
not.
power does come into play. You don't have the force needed to stop somebody from assaulting you.
The
like,
mass.
bare minimum.
The mass of velocity is too small.
Exactly.
The other story I had was this cop was stopping a bank robber that, was confirmed, and he finds the guy along the road. The guy gets out of the car and starts shooting at the cop, and the cop returns fire through the windshield, empties his full mag out the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
The guy runs back to the car because he wasn't really expecting a response. The cop gets out, circles around, ends up re-engaging the guy again, empties a second mag, retreats back to his own car. The guy looks underneath his car, and that's when the cop puts a couple rounds, bouncing it off the pavement into the guy's face. When the guy went to the hospital, he had 14 wounds to the chest and arms, and the 3 to the face. And the guy's still up and running.
That's fucking ludicrous.
So the whole idea of like, oh, if you only need 10 rounds, or you only need 5, bull crap. If one guy took 14 to the chest and arms and was still up and around, you're telling me that 10 rounds is gonna be enough to stop 3 potential attackers? I'm sorry, bull crap. I don't care. Because that guy's a cop and hit. It's not like he fired his shots and missed.
Yeah, no,
So
this is
this
like
cop-
a professional, somebody that's trained.
Yeah. So he shot 2.5 mags, and that was his last mag. He was almost out. That cop now carries 145 rounds of 9mm. He's like, I'm not running out again.
It's a contention point where I saw somebody talking about this earlier, where they were like, how many rounds of ammunition would you carry in the military, right? And these, especially in like scenarios, like you can't really compare military to daily life, but if somebody's aggressing you, to you it's the same thing, right? Your life's at risk.
Right.
And the dude was like, I carry no less than 12 magazines on my body at a time. And that's like,
I think it's pretty reasonable.
that's like, and like you think about that, it's like, that's a lot, but like 400, how much is 12
Who knows when you're going to get reinforced? Who knows when you're going to get resupplied?
Exactly. And
You gotta. The only other potential solution, and I don't think this is a good solution, would be to carry ammo or carry a weapon that has the ammo that the enemy is using. If they're using 5.56, carry a 5.56. If they're using 7.62, use a 7.62. The problem with that is
it's unpredictable.
Real life is not a video game. You're not going to kill the next 5 enemies and then move forward. You have the time to loot their bodies and then move on to the next. You might be pinned down where the enemy is over there and you killed a couple of them, but you can't get over there to get the ammo. Yeah, you could potentially loot the ammo if you could get over there, but you can't get over there, so it's useless to you. So it's like that video game logic. It would make sense to be able to do that, and in the long term, it probably would be best if you're not going to be reinforced, if you're not going to be resupplied over a long period of time. But during the single engagement, you cannot rely on, well, I'll just be resupplied by the enemy. That'll work fine in the long term if you're trying to do like a year's worth of engagements. But if you're only doing this current engagement, you gotta have it enough to finish this battle.
It's like, it's a huge, like, especially when you're talking about, like, I'll just pick up their ammo. Like, they might be having the exact same ammunition as you, but, like, you don't know if it's, like, good ammunition. Maybe there's jams more. Like, there might be a reason that you're doing so much better. And even on a different note, their magazine might be completely different than yours. Like, you might have to take out fucking...
Magazine might not matter. Magazine, because you can always pull the rounds out and feed them into a new mag.
But that takes a long time to do, right? Like, that's not something that you do in seconds.
Right. And that's more the point of, like... You don't want to use whatever the enemy's using necessarily. You want, unless you're like, this is going to be the long-term, drawn-out, entrenched behind enemy lines, and I'm not getting resupplied for the next year. That's when you do that. But if you're gonna be like, well, I'll be out today, and then I'll be resupplied as soon as this battle's over, because we have good logistics and supply lines, and they're just gonna bring in a Blackhawk with a couple boxes of ammo, and we'll be set to go for the next round. That's a totally different scenario. Mm-hmm. But if I'm stuck in like Russia, if I'm in Russia for whatever reason, I'm probably going to be grabbing an AK. I'll use whatever I got, but after that, I'm grabbing an AK and I'm using what they got because I'm not going to get resupplied anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly. These are things that way more in wartime, right? Like, not something that you think about now, but in wartime, like, it might just be that you might be like abandoned. Like, if you can't have communication on like, hey, I'm alive, I need help, and all your radios are down, all your comms are down, like, how are you gonna prove to somebody you're alive, right?
Hell, what happens if Russia invades the United States, blows through my position, and now I'm in the middle of enemy territory? You think I'm gonna be getting resupplied by the United States? Or I can go down to a gun store and buy some more 5.56 for my AR-15. No, I ain't gonna be able to get jack. I'm in the middle of a war zone here. My best case scenario is to kill a couple of the Russians, grab their AKs, and start using them. That's about the only option I got to be able to fight back.
Exactly. I mean, especially in like that kind of scenario, it's more just like you're not priority one anymore, right? Like, even if they could get all the way over there and save your life, you're not priority one.
But even then, the Russians aren't going to be too worried about me either. I'm an insurgent at that point. I'm in their back lines, tickling them in the side, trying to be as much of a nuisance, and they're probably going to be, stop it. Be the mosquito slap. Oh, I happened to get that one. Like, that's more the thing that's going to end up happening. But it's still extremely deadly. I still have to watch, using that analogy, I still have to watch out for the hand smacking me. But they're not exactly going to be maneuvering large platoons to take out little old me.
No, absolutely not. And not in these analogies here. You're like pretty much just a mosquito
on the net.
Like in the total
yeah.
like.
I'm a mosquito that they're like, I wish these freaking things would leave me alone, and that's about the amount they'll really care. They'll make the potential swat at me if they spot me, but that's about the amount they're going to actually try.
That's assuming they even notice you, right? Like, in a situation like this, you might just go under like the radar completely.
Yes and no. It depends on how much of a nuisance I make of myself. And honestly, if I'm trying to be that nuisance behind enemy lines, they're going to take a notice because I'm going to be doing the best I can to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how long is it going to take them to notice.
Yeah. Yeah. This is holy shit.
By the way,
our conversations are moving. What were you saying? Sorry.
I ended up finding a similar version of the sign that I was talking about. I've been looking periodically.
Did you put it in Discord?
me-
I'll check.
Let me find a good version of the picture.
Put it in the general
Oops.
chat. I'll make the. I swear I'll make these Discord prompts not as cringy. This shit was made when I was like. Jared, when were we streaming? Holy fuck! When I was in fan shop.
I don't know.
When was that?
I guess I'll
It's
put it.
a good bit.
I'll put it in links.
Yeah, that works.
It seems like the last notable messages were 2021, 2020, something like that.
That's
I
kind of
see.
similar to what I'm talking about.
It's from
So it's got the
2020.
wheels on the side, but on the base, it just wants to sit flat. So you can't really move it without tilting it to get it onto its wheels.
Yeah, and if you put your foot on it, it's not moving.
Yeah, that's not the exact copy of what we had there, but it's closest approximation you can find on online.
That's yeah. I mean, fair enough, and that at least lets you like visualize it more. But like,
Right.
fuck. Yeah, you're not moving one of those, especially if somebody's right in front of you. Like, hey, fuck off.
And it's full of sand, so it doesn't want to like just be moved. You have to tilt it.
Yeah. Fuck.
But yeah, I've had some interesting ones. I've also had some pretty easy ones. I had a couple truckers threaten to beat me up, and I had to pull a couple statements on them that gave them like it really did give them a pause. They would be like, there's one guy, he was parked in a no parking sign, and he just was refusing to move. And I understand why. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm like knocking on his door, he's just refusing to move. So I just keep knocking on his door. Like I got it. I'm not allowed to just let you be here, so I'm going to keep knocking until you leave. He was trying to be stubborn, so I just keep knocking on the door, and then one time he just swings the door open into my arm, like as I'm knocking. So I whip my flashlight out and have it in my hand. I'm like, "Are we about to fight? Is that what we're about to do?" Because I got one of the mag lights. I got the big long.
Yeah, the big fucking long steel fucking flashlights.
Yeah.
Like a baton.
The three. Exactly, and that's actually what I was actually told when I was hired. They said, "We do not give you baton training. So you're not allowed to carry a baton. However, you can carry a flashlight." So
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you on what you make of the situation.
read between the lines there. So I whipped that out. I'm like, "Are we about to fight?" And he's like, "I want to beat your ass." And I'm like, "Excuse me, are you threatening a law enforcement officer right now?" And they're like, no.
Probably,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Get back in the car and leave. Some of them have given me some awful times. Like the number of truckers who immediately pull the race card and say that I'm knocking on their door because I'm being racist. I'm like, for the love of God, dude! You
You're
think I
right,
can tell what race you are when you're in the truck? I can't tell. You're parked in a no parking sign. Get the hell out of here.
So you think I'm pulling a race card? It's because I am. Get out of here now.
No, I definitely am not. I definitely don't want to be that way. And I definitely don't want to perpetuate something like that. But it's so frustrating that the first thing they do is try to pull that bull crap, because it's a fake pull. They're not actually thinking you are. They're just trying to get their way and trying to put you off balance. That's all they're doing.
It's just, I mean, it works, right? Like, I'm not going to blame them for using it because it fucking works. Like, the amount of time they'll just say it and the other person's like, oh, and it works.
Depends who it is. Where I'm at, it don't work. Or where I was at, I don't work at that company anymore. But it didn't work because it is a business partly a business issue and partly a traffic issue. If they're parked in a no parking area, if the reason it is there is because it's blocking the drivers from being able to move through the truck lot, and that's going to piss off the other truckers, which means those truckers aren't going to come back. Which means that the client, the company who we're there for, is going to lose money because the truckers are going to stop coming to their company.
Yeah, that's completely reasonable. And then your company would be blamed for that, especially because they're like, you're too aggressive with our customers and whatever. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit when it doesn't really matter what you did in that space.
And
right?
the store manager is white but has a Hispanic husband, and so when they accused me of being racist to her, she's like, he's definitely not racist, because he has no problem with the other employees who are here, including some black employees. I'm like, he doesn't have a problem with any of these employees here. He has a problem with you. You are the problem.
Okay, you're the issue,
So
motherfucker.
they mostly had my back for the most part. Like there were a few times where like they stopped caring, and then I was being like, "You need to leave." Okay, hey guys, he's not leaving. We need to call PD to get him to leave. Just let him be. What?
You just
All
said,
you're doing is basically That's exactly my point. They would sometimes they would be like at the end near the end of the contract they stopped caring, and they started being just let them be. I'm like, okay, so what you've just told him is that what I told him doesn't matter. It does not matter that I'm telling him he needs to leave. He now in the future knows that my word has no backing.
yep.
That's what you have just told him, and now he's going to do it all the time. And now it was a real problem sometimes. On the average night when I was working at that truck stop, I was telling something around like 30 trucks a night that they need to move because they were just parked either in no parking or they were parked in the reserve parking but didn't pay.
God, we've had some, because I travel the country a lot, and I've been on like RVs and shit like that. That's the main form of travel, and like we park a lot where the truckers have to park. And I'm gonna be honest, like my experience with truckers has always been pretty positive. Like they've been pretty swell guys.
Some of them are great, but the problem, my assessment of the situation is there are a lot of them who they got the trucking job because they're antisocial.
Fair.
And when they're trucking, they don't have to deal with people, and so that then they stay by themselves and don't learn socially how to be social, and it just reinforces their unsocial nature. And so when they do have to interact with somebody, they're just like, I don't care. I'm antisocial and I don't care what you think about me. And so they'll just go off on you. So and obviously it's definitely not everybody. I've had some great truckers who I went up to them and I was like, hey, I need you to move. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And they move right away. No questions.
Yeah.
They don't argue with me or anything. But then I have an absolute stupid amount who will just be like, no, F off.
Like you're the problem here, bro. Like what are you doing?
And but like I said, it's that bias argument, because the truckers who care and aren't those bad people will do as much as they can to not put that situation in the first place. So it's not just, oh, I'm only interacting with the bad one, or I'm interacting with 50 and 50, and I'm only really remembering the bad ones. No, actually, the good ones don't park in the no parking areas because they know they're not supposed to, so therefore they don't. Therefore, I don't have to converse with them, and then therefore I don't have the good experience. My only experiences are with the guy who's like, I don't care that says no parking. I'm going to park there anyway. And then I go talk to him, and they're like, no, F off. So it is skewed, but a lot of them are just really bad. Just so bad. The current site I'm working at is a factory, and part of my job is bringing the trucks in when they arrive. And there was one guy who I said, like, hey, man, sorry, I can't help you. Shipping and receiving is already closed for the day. I can open up the gate for you to turn around, but then you have to head right back out. He goes in, stays in, and gets out of his truck and starts going up to the people like, hey, I need my stuff loaded. And like, dude, I freaking told you they're closed. Get off my property.
Like we told you, it's not fucking happening, buddy. What do you want me to do? Get out there and do it myself?
Yeah, and that also would be illegal.
Yeah.
I can't load trucks. No, I can't load trucks because I am not a client. I am not an employee of the factory. I am an employee of a security company who hires.
It's a liability issue, right?
Well, I'm not an employee.
Yeah.
You can't work off the clock. So I'm paid by the security company to do security. I am not paid by the factory to do shipping and receiving. So if I were to do shipping and receiving work, it would be not only illegal, but if I were to get injured, the factory would be in stupid amount of trouble for not having paid me, and I got injured due to liability issues.
Yeah.
So, like, I had one guy who was at that factory. They had spilled a bunch of the product on the floor, and he's like, "Hey, you want to help us pick this up?" I'm like, "Not employed, can't help you."
Like, this is not me. You're in the wrong department, my guy. Out of here.
Yeah, I don't even work for this place. I work for another place who hires my company. Not the same problem.
Yeah, we had, fuck. In like, cause I'm working cell phone repair right now, which like, not a lot of angry customers, right? You're kind of just fixing phones, so I don't have a lot of hate coming my way. It's not really a good way to say that, but like you have a lot of like very angry
There are
individuals
less
around you, right?
customers,
Yes, much less
less
problematic.
frontal.
I actually had a trucker in there today. Dude is super kind though, so it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
But like, in terms of like stories that I've had, mine are on the opposite end completely. We don't have violent people. We just have people that are like insane, like just like actually insane. The most common one that we have, and this is probably why I was talking about porn earlier, is we have fucking porn addicts that do not know how the real world works. I don't know if like, JY, are you still there, JY?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Your porn argument's dumb, by the way. Just felt you should still know that.
All right.
Oh, here we go. I actually found the exact type of base it is. I'm just this one will go. Here we go. This is perfect. This is actually what the sign was.
Is it still in links? Oh, there we go. Oh, I see. Okay, so a lot larger wheels.
Yeah, and the wheels are fully on the side. Yeah, so I had that pin. You can see that pin that holds that pole into the plastic base.
Mhm.
That pin had been broken out, so that whole pole came loose. And so I just had the pole in my hand. I'm like, it's like 8 foot tall metal pole. I'm just holding it across my chest. I'm like, what you doing, buddy?
Really makes you feel a lot stronger when you got a fucking weapon.
Oh, in mine it was entirely defensive. Like he was coming at me, and I just held it across my chest. Like, are you accepting this
yeah.
fight? Because you're the one doing this.
No, I completely agree. It's all self-defense, especially when dude's coming at you that aggressively. Like,
Yeah.
God, there's so many stories I want to tell, but like, not enough time.
The cops told me that you really should have used your pepper spray. I'm like, are you serious? You want me, when this guy is already fist out, ready to come at me, that you think I should drop the middle pole, pull up my pepper spray, present, and then spray him? And hope he doesn't hit me in the process? I already have the pole in my hand from when he threw it. I'm just holding it across my chest. Like, he accepted that fight, that was his problem.
Yeah, that's definitely on him, right? Like, the motherfucker decided to be the aggressor in the situation in the beginning, and then saw the weapon in hand, and then still decided to be the aggressor.
Right.
Bro, this is a huge argument that I wanted to have as well earlier, but I couldn't say this, like, because Dylan got off too soon. He had the fucking like the argument of like, do you really value like your possessions more than somebody's life? And it's like, that's not at all what I'm seeing.
The counter argument to that is they value my stuff more than their life.
Fucking exactly. Like, you're coming into my house, you know you're in danger, right? Like, we live in a very very gun heavy country.
There's also an assumption that what that person is assuming by saying the possessions versus life, there's an assumption that I know that he's only coming for my stuff and he's not coming for my life.
Exactly.
I don't know what he's coming for. He's coming in for something.
Like, if he's
I'm not taking the risk that it's only my stuff.
Why my house specifically? You're coming for my house. There's a human
Or-
in there.
More to the point, I don't know that it's only that, and I am not going to take the risk that you're only coming in for my TV. If you are coming in for my TV and only my TV, then maybe fine. Sure, whatever.
No,
but do
even
I
then,
know you're only?
I don't agree. It's like, if I've worked for something.
No, you're right. You're right. But what I'm saying is, to an extent, fine. Then I am hurting him, harming his full life for my possession. Fair. I can understand it. I disagree with it, but I can understand it. But the thing is, I'm not going to take the risk that he is only here for my TV, and I'm not going to take the risk is the important part. Because if I'm wrong, I'm dead. If I'm right, I'm safe.
It's not something you're playing around with. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm dead. If like, and it's like, what am I risking here, really? It's either like, I protect my house in a completely reasonable situation, right? Like, you've broken into my house, I've made it aware that I have a weapon, and you still decide to be the aggressor. In that situation, like, there's only a couple things you can think, right? Like, you've made yourself an aggressor, aware that I have a weapon, capable of inflicting a lot of harm, and you still decide to be the aggressor. Like, something is clearly not right on your side. It's not. This is not a problem with like my side.
So I have a theory, and I have no idea what the results would be, but I have a theory as to what the result would be if we actually did this study, and I would love to see it. I want to take a polling of all self-defense shootings, specifically self-defense, because obviously if someone's out there specifically trying to kill, it's going to skew the numbers for obvious reasons. I want to see a study how many self-defense shootings the person survived who was wounded by a pistol versus wounded by a rifle. I am willing to bet that more people survive the rifle than the pistol.
So I don't think it's much of a point on like survival. In terms of like how many people are wounded, pistols cause way more damage than rifles every year.
No, I'm talking percentage, not individual numbers. How many did? I'm just saying on a percentage basis, how many percent shot with rifles survived versus how many percent shot with pistols survive. I'm willing to bet that that percentagely more rifle wounds live than pistol. Are you familiar with what's called hydrostatic shock?
Yeah, I am. Yep.
So rifles get up to that velocity that allows it to cause a hydrostatic shock, but pistols don't reach that velocity. So my theory is, with a rifle, if you are, and it's specifically in self-defense, if I shoot you, who's invading my home, you are more likely to go down on that first bullet and stay down. Maybe not dead, but you're down. You're out of the fight because of the hydrostatic shock.
Yeah.
Whereas with a pistol, like an earlier discussion, I might have to put 4, 5, 8, 10, 15 bullets in you before you stop. That's a lot more chances for me to strike a vital organ, or a lot more chances for you to bleed out from multiple wounds. So I am willing to bet that more people survive the rifle because only one bullet was needed, theoretically, versus 15 pistol rounds. I would like to see the study on that.
I think, yeah, I must agree. I'd probably like to see that study as well. There's got to be some form of information in it that would at least, at least lend like some more knowledge on how home invasions work. Like if I'm, and we also have to include shotguns in this as well. But I think people that are shot by shotguns kind of just die.
You're hitting them with if you hit them with the full spread, you're hitting with 9 pellets that are 9mm in size.
Yeah, and they're also, I mean, especially point blank, they're generally subsonic, right? From what I've understood, at least, shotgun pellets are subsonic.
I don't know the speed on shotgun shells, but I would be inclined to trust that guess that they are subsonic, but I don't know that. But the density of the projectiles is going, like the density of hit locations is going to devastate the target if it's in any sort of remotely close range. Because I think it's like 40 feet. At 40 feet, you have a dinner plate size spread.
Fuck. And a dinner plate size spread in the person is, fuck, that's just a chunk of flesh you're pulling out.
That's your dinner plate size is your chest. And that's at 40 feet.
Cool factoid, that's the size of a giant squid's eye. Now you know that.
If you are inside your house, you are probably less than 40 feet.
Yeah.
So if you hit him, you're hitting with all those pellets, and it's going to be smaller than that dinner plate. That's going to obliterate whatever you hit. So it is more likely that you're going to just flat out just murder the person with a shotgun. They're not going to survive that likely. Yeah, they also did a video. There's also a guy, Paul Harrell. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. He did a video where he does several of these videos where he has what's called a meat target that he uses to shoot guns to demonstrate what it would do. Mm-hmm. Rather than using ballistic gel, he uses a watermelon to represent lung tissue, and then puts a couple pork ribs over top to act like the human ribs, and then he shoots that to demonstrate what it would do to a human body, how much it affects what would be hit. And he did one video where he put a bulletproof vest on it and shot it with a 12-gauge slug.
A fucking slug?
The vest stopped the slug. It didn't matter. It pulped the whole thing. The amount of, so it stopped the bullet from actually penetrating into the body, but the amount of energy it just caved in, just completely annihilated the whole shebang. Like the ribs were all cracked and the watermelon was shattered. So it did not matter that there was a vest there. It just went, nope, don't care, you're dead.
I mean, especially like, with the amount of force that the shotgun is producing, your like likelihood of surviving a shotgun blast to any part of your body, right? Like even if it hit your leg, especially if it hit your leg, right? Like you're losing the leg, you're bleeding out, right? Your body is not.
Yeah.
You don't really have the unless you're getting to a hospital within like.
You're gonna need a tourniquet at minimum.
No, not a lot of people are just carrying tourniquets around.
People carry belts though.
I saw a study on a belt recently. Like the amount of pressure you need to create on a leg, specifically on like your thigh, to stop it from bleeding, with a belt, it was fucking ridiculous. Like the amount of force you'd have to put into it is more than most people can do.
It's definitely not going to be easy, but like tourniquets are basically just designed to be a more efficient version of a belt to do that same thing. They're just more efficient, is all it really is.
Well, they're also leveraged. Your arm can like leverage against something in a tourniquet. In the belt, it's harder, right? Like.
No, but see, the thing is, the whole point is you're supposed to put a stick in there to turn the belt.
Well, how do
if you're doing it with a belt, you stick a stick into it and then use that to do the turning. Whereas with a regular tourniquet, just has a piece of metal or plastic that's already in the way to just make it. It's already there. You don't have to thread something through. So what you would do is just attach the belt. You attach the belt a little bit loosely around the limb, stick a stick through the top of it, and then start twisting the stick around, and it just tightens the belt down by twisting the end of it that was a little bit loose, and it would just tighten that.
How do you tighten the belt with a stick? Like
you stick. So you take the belt and you wrap it around your leg, but you have a little bit loose. It's not fully on there. Then you put the stick through next to your leg, so it's like running along the side of your leg, right?
Yeah.
On the inside of the belt. You then just take that stick and start twisting it, and that will cause the belt to turn between the stick and your leg, and that will tighten that inner part of that belt down because that material is being taken up in the twist.
I see.
And you just spin the stick around a few times and then hook it in onto another section, or like have some way to like lock it in place and it stays there.
I see.
So you can do it. Is it going to be fun and easy? No. And tourniquets hurt. But then again, your leg is also blown off, so I think you have bigger problems.
Yeah, I'm like the amount of shock going through your body, the adrenaline, the fucking noradrenaline that's flowing through your body, and the sheer amount of like, oh fuck, what is it called? I forgot the name for it. Endorphins flowing through your body. You're like pretty much set for pain tolerance.
Maybe you might also just pass out from the pain.
It's possible, but I think
something...
in times of like life and death, most of the time we've seen like, I don't know, I think the scientific term for it is hysterical strength, where people exhibit like,
yeah,
you know, the ability to kind of save themselves.
The mom who pushes the car off the kid.
Yeah, like there was a case study done on this where the child was like, I think 11 at the time. A car rolled over and landed on his mom, and the kid, he didn't lift the car up, but he lifted like something absurd, like 600 pounds of force, which is enough for the mom to get out. And in that process, he like tore a bunch of his ligaments and tendons and shattered 4 of his teeth from like clamping down. It's like insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. It's definitely real. But I'm actually trying to put something like that in my tabletop RPG that I'm slowly working on. I'm putting in a pain and trauma system. So as you get more pain from injuries, you'll lose more actions as you're wincing from your ache.
Yeah.
So rather than being like, well, I can do the same, like, I am a barbarian who has 18 arrows in my chest, but I'm still acting the same. Well, he'd be like, ow, and that just takes up some of his time, where normally he would be able to do maybe 3 actions. He can only do 2 this time.
Interesting. You're making a tabletop RPG, like from scratch? Or are you basing it off? Okay.
I'm stealing a couple system ideas from a couple other games, not only tabletop, but from a couple of other things. I'm just like mashing like 5 different concepts together.
Yeah.
But like none of it is like copy paste exactly. It's just similarities.
It's like what's it called? Inspiration.
Inspiration.
You're not like taking it. You're just getting a little bit of inspiration to
Yeah.
go forward. Jesus Christ.
So in this case, you would get dealt 3 you get 3 cards for your actions. You have to take a pain resistance test, and depending on how much you fail the pain resistance test, a card is taken away from you. And those cards represent your actions. You spend the playing card as a like, okay, I'm gonna do my action right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're hurt, you're gonna have less of those cards because you're just too busy wincing, grabbing a hold of your arm.
It's interesting. This is a
Maybe
mechanic that I
that's
saw.
out.
It's similar to a mechanic that I saw in another game, but very different. But the one that I saw was, you could have like a cursed kind of like if you do something, you get it's like similar to like the curse where you can't perform an action because your fucking hand is taken up by some shit ass dead card that you have to spend some energy using.
Yeah. Like, okay, I got to wince, and therefore that's taken up that's one of the actions that you have there.
Taking up a healthy amount of space there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I mean, it's fucking God. There's so much to talk about all the time. I need more people to argue with other than just JY and Dylan. But I love arguing with JY and Dylan. It's not. This is an insult to you, JY. I love arguing with you, Dylan.
I love the reason I stream in general is specifically to have conversations with people, because like I'm gonna play the game anyway. I might as well have conversations while I'm playing the game.
Yeah.
And especially more recently, like until somewhat recently, I was pretty much saying like it doesn't really matter about but with politics, people are like whoever's in power doesn't really make a huge difference. But then,
Yeah.
like when Obama got in, I was like, all right, this is a bad idea. Like he did the Obamacare. I'm like that. I can see the problem coming right there, and exactly what I thought was going to happen did.
Fair. My issue with like arguing about politics is that I get too heated and then I sound retarded. So like I try not to argue about like politics too much, but I do have a lot of other like things that I just love to talk about. And I think like especially nowadays with like issues with like gender, an issue with mental issues, an issue with just I mean realistically just a lot of things that are being discovered, right? Or not discovered but kind of brought into light, right? Like
So, side comment. In general, you seem like, based on the conversation, that you're more on the air quotes based side of the conversation. Like you're gonna be like, I think transgenderism is, mostly wrong. If you want, you do what you, but maybe keep the kids out of it. You seem very pro-gun. Do I have a decent assessment of who you are as a
got a
person?
decent assessment in terms of like transgenderism. I've got transgender friends myself. There's a huge argument of contention. It's like so not contention. It's a huge. I keep using the word contention. I'm trying not to use that here, but it's a word that I just learned, and my little monkey brain here is like pushing it out. But like with transgenderism, it's mainly just I believe that a lot of them are mentally ill, and there's some studies that was done on this in terms of like the amount, and it's just at a higher rate than normal, and they have a really high suicide rate. I just think that a lot of them need help, not to not be transgender, but to just be healthy, like mentally healthy first.
I think that's actually like scientifically factual. The transgenderism is listed in the DSM-5 as as gender dysphoria is a mental
I
disorder.
believe in the DSM-5 it's listed as gender dysphoria. And a lot of these people are throwing out the term gender dysmorphia, and I just want to make it very clear. Gender dysmorphia is not real. It is a misnomer there. It's gender dysphoria. Like, a lot of people seem to think gender dysmorphia is a real term.
No, that is. It's a different thing.
It's from what I saw, it's not even real. Like, it's just it's kind of coming into light as a real thing because people are saying it a lot, but it's not a real term. It's never been like categorized by anything.
I got you. Anyways, what I was trying to get at was, I'm in the process of trying to get a bunch of people who are more in that mindset, people who are not going to put up with woke bullcrap, because in my opinion, that's the real toxin that we have in our society these days. I'm basically trying to create a community Discord where everybody who is kind of like in that vibe goes there. My old gaming plan, I had to step down from the leadership because I stopped playing the game. And basically, as soon as I left, it went woke. So I'm like, all right, I am going to make a Discord specifically for people who are not going to put up with woke.
Yeah, I see. I
I
mean,
have
I'd
no
be interested
problem.
in joining. I'm very centrist. I mean, I sound very right wing,
Yeah.
but I have a lot of left wing ideas as well. I'm very
I'm
centrist.
somewhat middle too. Very much in the too. But the important part is the not woke. But if
Yeah.
the idea here is, you said that you weren't really happy with your Discord. My part of my idea was it did not. It doesn't make any sense to me to have 15 general chat or 15 different Discords that each have a general chat, each have an LFG chat, each have a memes chat, each have a media chat. Each it doesn't make sense. So my concept here is I have one central set of channels called the Courtyard, which is just for everybody in the community, and then each streamer has their own little sub community that they can put in. So you would have your own little subsection if you decided to join this. You'd have your own little subsection just for you and your group, but then you'd still have all this big general chat for the everything.
I see that. That's a good vision. Can you? Sorry, I feel like my audio is kind of off right now for a second, but
That sounds fine to me.
just
Well, cut off there.
okay. I'm just trying to see what channel everything is coming out of. I've got too many channels here, and I feel retarded. Oh, that's why it's so loud. Okay, try talking again.
Hello.
That's so much better. Okay, I've balanced your audio now to my audio. For some reason, your audio was like twice as loud as mine, so it sounded really loud on the stream. But now it's better. Now we're set up.
I sent you a DM of the one that I was of the one I'm making that I'm trying to group it. Right now it's just me, but I have two other people who asked me to make a section for themselves, but they haven't given me like a profile icon to represent their little subgroup. So bring yourself over, bring over your community, bring over whoever you want. Feel free to share it. The important part is the abiding by the rules, which basically says we ain't gonna put up with the bullcrap. But yeah, in the rules channel, there's a reaction thing.
I just glanced over the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, and once you've done that, it gives you access to the everything else.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have a small little channel for my stuff, but like my only thing is just gonna be like this. Like my entire entity is just this. Like I don't have a ton of logos and shit. I'm just here.
Just give me maybe some sort of picture that you want me to use, kind of like I have my profile
I
picture.
have one.
Like you saw, you saw that on the rules channel on the second post. You see, I have the click the my face icon to access my community.
Yeah.
Give me one for you, and I'll make a little subsection for you, and you'll have.
Can you use my Discord profile, or do I have to find that image? Because I have no idea where that fucking image is.
Whatever image you want to use to represent you.
Okay, I got this. I'll find one. This is great. And then I'll just DM it to you later. Once I locate it, I guess it's fucking gone. But like you said, you're streaming as well, right?
Yeah, and the other one nice thing I did set up with this is whenever someone is streaming, it will automatically move their name to the top of the user list. So it's very easy for people to see who's streaming currently, and it will automatically post in the going live channel. As long as your Discord is linked to your Twitch, it'll just automatically do it.
I believe my Discord is linked to my Twitch. I'm currently looking at my profile to find out. I have no idea. I'm multi-streaming a lot now, so I'm hoping it doesn't mess with my
profile.
My account. Like a streamer mode's enabled. I can barely see shit.
I was actually just about to start playing with a friend of mine on Shatterline in a couple minutes, because he sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, Panic, do you want to play?"
Shadowline's pretty great. Shadowline has been giving me
I love the game. It's so good, dude.
I just got into it myself, and it has been pretty chaotic fun, I must say. I don't know how much Dylan or JY has been enjoying it over here, but I've made him download it and play it with me today. So.
Are you mostly enjoying the expedition or the PvP or what?
I haven't played anything but Expedition. I kind of suck at PvP. I'm not gonna lie.
I love Expedition. It's the best in my opinion.
I used to be really good at FPS games. I was like LEM on CS:GO a few years back at this point, but it's been a lot of time since then. God, I wish it was up there. Sorry, one second. My girlfriend wants to see how bad the delay is, so I'm gonna say a word for her, and then I'm going to type it out to her.
Fish.
No, she wants me to say something else. So we're gonna do this.
You want you to say I love you.
She wants me to say poop, so we're gonna go poop.
All right. She does not want you to say I love you. Interesting.
I'm sure she does. I love her. I love you, Sarah. But she knows that. I message her only about 400 times a day.
To be fair, you kind of have to.
Have to. I want to. This motherfucker's great.
It is kind of your job.
Yeah.
But anyways, I gotta start getting my streaming up, so I'm gonna hop off of here. But
Yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, I mean, it's been a great conversation. I'm probably going to hit you up. I might want to set up, especially if you're playing Shadowline a bunch, I might set up some streams with you, especially, like, considering JY's on maybe once every year or so. As you can hear.
I'm always looking for more people to play with. And also, in general, just having the conversations while I'm playing. If we want to talk more politics type stuff, or social type stuff, I'm always down for the chat.
I'm always up for a debate. You can literally, at any point, even if you're doing a small panel, hit me up. I will join just to argue. It is my favorite thing to do, and nobody wants to argue with me except for JY and Dylan.
Sounds like you should just live on Twitter.
God, I have not made a Twitter account because I know I'd spend too much time just telling people that they're wrong and that I'm right objectively.
Yeah, it's just bad. Alright, I'm gonna hop out.
Yep, peace.
See ya.
Alright, JY. It's back to me and you. Are you still there? JY? This motherfucker went AFK. Alright, buddy. God damn. Alright.
Hello?
There we
Oh
go,
my
JY. What's
God.
going on?
Muted for so long.
Alright, buddy.
Able to hear me.
I thought you were. I just assumed you weren't talking, bro. I thought you went mute. I was like, you just haven't said anything?
I've said a few things, but
Bro.
Jesus Christ.
Try
I was
saying
wondering
a
why
couple
everyone
words.
was ignoring me. I was just like, alright, whatever. I guess I'm getting ignored today. Oh my god.
God.
I was saying though, I'm gonna get off because I still haven't eaten dinner yet. And it's fucking 12:30 now.
Fuck, it's 12:30. I need to eat dinner as well. I have no food. That's not true. I have like sugar candies in my stomach, so I've got energy.
I have to remember what time I started working too.